How do you solve a problem like Maria?
Like
Send a fucking ninja. I am the doctor, this is my section. Earth is under my protection. Planet of birth is Gallifrey. I've got 2 hearts, your life is saved. Run into the master, raw Missy. Come on, Alonzo. Alonzi. I am a Time Lord. No, I'm not Rick. 12 bodies a man. Now it's time for a switch. Don't look like that. I'm in great health. You were expecting someone else? Regeneration. Oh, such fun. When I say run, run, run. What's that, my boy? Peace and sanity. Sorry, mustache. Reverse the polarity. Sometimes I'm north, but always a limey. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Jump in the TARDIS, go for a ride. It's bigger on the inside. Exploring all of time and space. Oh, what's that? Exterminate.
Cyberman, a Daleks, baby.
Would you like a jelly baby? Time's ticking, we'd best go. A new adventure, Geronimo! I am fantastic, so are you. Best come with me, I'm Doctor Who.
Oh, God.
Welcome to a brand new episode of D4WH! Yay! I am your host, Captain Jack is back, baby! I'm Adam O'Sullivan, joined as always by my co-host, Captain Jack is back, baby!
Oh, yeah.
It's Nicchia Schutz.
Oh, Captain Jack. You know, the minute I heard his voice, I went, oh, fuck me, it's Captain Jack!
I went, it can't be. It can't be!
Oh, I knew it. I knew it immediately.
Joining us in the studio. Thank you so much for coming back to Brisbane just for this episode.
Oh, look, this episode was so good, I had to fly back to be in the studio for the podcast.
Please welcome our guest, Captain Jack is back, baby! It's the creative cloud. Please welcome Claudia Bergs.
Well said, Adam. Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
How are you?
A little under the weather, but really good.
Oh, big night out or...
Coronavirus?
Early morning. No, I haven't been to Wuhan lately. Thank you.
Oh, you don't have to be there anymore. It's getting everywhere.
Yeah, it's real convenient now. You don't even have to go to China to get it.
That's it. Yeah, it comes to you.
Yeah.
You don't even have to convenient virus around
anymore.
That's right. If you want a happy cat now, you just have to go down the road to get one. So.
Really? But does anyone feel like we're kind of in a Doctor Who episode with all this?
Yeah, it does. It does feel
it's
a
quite
bit like
dystopian, or the world is changing.
It reminds me of the swine flu in 2009.
Yeah. It's very similar to SARS.
It's got a nicer name, than swine flu, doesn't it? You know, it sounds like a nice beer you had.
The only problem is the coronavirus is the name of the group of viruses. Like it doesn't actually have its own catchy name.
The comms and media team didn't get to it fast enough.
Yeah.
It branded itself.
They were like, oh, it's a coronavirus. No, everyone's going to call it that, like Panadol.
But what's the tagline of Corona? From where you'd rather be?
Yeah.
It's actually perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
The sales of Corona's just going down.
Yeah.
I did hear that there are 1 or 2 people who have gone to the doctor and said, I've got a beer virus. I had a Corona. So some people get a little confused. So for all of you out there, we'll speak slowly.
It's really terrible. Like the first couple of people that were diagnosed in Queensland.
There were a couple. The first people who got it were a couple.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They were in love.
No, what
eating
happened
bats?
was,
They met in the quarantine area.
I've seen those pictures. They were disgusting.
Yeah.
Apparently, so that video is a Chinese blogger who was in Micronesia, and it's from 3 years ago. So it wasn't even the.
They weren't eating bats.
They weren't even in China.
It wasn't like Lady in the Tramp where they were both chomping on the bat, the bat wings to get to the center.
They were eating a bat, but it wasn't from China, and it wasn't from this year. So it was from a small area where they actually farm bats.
And there is the misinformation of the internet.
Yeah.
For
that's
everybody.
right.
Yeah, so apparently, like, the first couple of cases that were brought to Queensland was like a tour group from Melbourne that had flown to the Gold Coast. And they were staying at a hotel just like 2 minutes away from where my brothers live.
Really?
So I'm just
my
like...
God.
Are you outing your brothers as the ones who gave them the coronavirus?
Oh, yeah, considering neither of them... Oh, wait, no, my old brother went to England like a decade ago. He started the coronavirus.
Half-Life 3 confirmed!
I know.
I thought you got it from
Conspiracies.
kissing monkeys. Or is that...
Oh.
that just...
Is that why you've been kissing monkeys?
Is that what Dave's just telling me, so I'll stop kissing monkeys? You know?
He goes, kiss me.
I go, I don't want coronavirus.
Where is this conversation going?
Sex life
No
is weird,
idea.
guys.
Well, we're all
No,
healthy
life
and
is
well.
weird.
It's fine.
But I will repeat the story I told you before we were recording
Sure.
about the two ladies who got into a fight about the coronavirus on
love
Facebook, met up in person, beat each other up. I thought they were both unconscious, but at least one was, both in hospital. So
Wow.
people, don't fight people over the coronavirus.
And that's actually the secret story of how we started this podcast. We
Yeah.
were arguing on Facebook.
About
we
Dr.
met up
Who.
in person. We beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
And when we woke up in hospital beds next to each other, we were like, we should start a podcast.
Yeah, and I love the way Adam tells that story because I didn't have a mark on me, but God, he was in terrible pain.
My mum told me that I got a few hits in, and I like to believe her. So
Did
Yeah.
you both wake up and say, "Is that the doctor?"
Yeah. The problem is I had to fight him and his mother, and I still won. But, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, the doctor came in. We started talking about the doctor, a doctor, and then it was just really love at first sight. Adam and I've been in that state ever since.
Pod
And then
wife, pod husband.
yeah, pod life for life.
oh my.
It's
God.
probably his head injury, but still.
What? I was a professor before that fight.
Sadly.
Now, our heads are already de-whirling, so let's jump straight on in, baby.
Let's do
Our
it.
episode today is Fugitive of the Judoon, Series 12, Episode 5. Written by Vinay Patel and Chris Chibnall and directed by Naida Manzoor.
I just want to say,
tight.
great writing,
Yeah.
fabulous directing, loved it.
Originally aired on the BBC Saturday, January 26th, 2020. We start as we always do with a short synopsis. The Whovian gang are drawn to Gloucester by Judoon, who are searching for a fugitive. Whilst the fam are busy getting scooped, the doctor meets up with Lee, the most likely fugitive suspect, and protects his wife Ruth, who isn't who she says she is. They will follow the light whilst being pursued by the Judoon and their contractees. But when Ruth breaks the glass, the doctor's world will be thrown upside down. And what does a message from Captain Jack Harkness mean?
It might mean that finally the Cybermen might be scary
Maybe, just the
for
one.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
just the
Permission
one.
to squeeze!
Yes.
No.
Now, before we get started, Claudia, the reason I put you on this episode was I thought this was going to be a nice, easy episode. There wasn't going to be anything to do with the overarching story arc. I thought it's in the middle of the season. And then I watched it and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I literally knew nothing that was going on from go to woe.
That's what worries me. It is such a Whovian, centric
There were
episode.
a lot of relationship threads that I could not grasp in this episode.
I do have to point out that at least half of the things that happen in this episode are new to us as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're not completely out of the loop. But let me
Well,
ask you, did you understand much of what was going on?
I gotta say,
Do
about
you have any questions?
5 minutes in, I was sidetracked and started Googling Airbnbs in Gloucester because it looked so beautiful. So there's a bit of a hole in the plot there, but I picked it up again.
Okay.
You wanted Ruth to be your tour guide.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah,
I
isn't
just
she
wanted me to
awesome?
make. I just felt like going to the UK and becoming a bilingual European. It was so beautiful.
Oh, too soon. Bilingual Europeans.
Oh,
no.
sorry. Yeah,
Well, that might
that's
work
true.
out. Brexit might work out best for us Australians because we might be able to go back to Australia. To
Well,
England
that's
again.
right.
Back to Australia.
Back
wow.
to Australia, back to England
Like
again.
Australian.
I
mate.
just
'Cause I'm
want.
over-
I
over
just want to
30.
say, I was part of me was sent here, forced over here. I'm actually still English. The convict part of me didn't want to leave. I wanted
that was-
to stay.
And that was 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, God, they kick you out for anything. over there
You
now.
just stole a loaf of bread.
Yeah, and stabbed a guy, and you know,
But it was the bread that got you sent to
with the
Australia.
bread, no one cared about
With
the
a butter
stabbing.
knife.
Yeah.
It was a Frenchman, so the English didn't care.
How's the
Who
cholera?
fuck cares about the French?
Cholera.
French
Was it
cholera.
as bad as the coronavirus?
Oh, terrible, terrible.
I love the way you said it was like, how's the serenity? How's the cholera?
Yeah.
How's that?
So
cholera?
How's the
Claudia, do you have any
coronavirus?
questions you would like us to answer?
Where do I get those suits that the rhinos were wearing?
Oh,
They were
yeah.
pretty cool.
Rhinos are us.
Okay, there's a store. It's called No Flow Blow Low for a galore.
It was,
Oh, look, I mean, questions-wise, where do you start?
yeah. It was funny because before the episode aired, I was like, I should probably tell you, like, the first... Because this is the second time the Judoon have been on the show. I was like, I should send you the episode where they first appeared. And then after I watched the episode, I was like, Fuck, how do I tell Claudia to watch every single episode up till now?
Yeah.
Well, I assumed that they were aliens.
Yeah.
Yes.
they are.
I think anyone that doesn't take a human form, I can assume is just an alien. I'd like to see a spin-off series with the lady who was knitting.
Yeah.
At the
yes.
Abbey there. Yeah, I mean, oh man,
Her weapon.
Yeah.
she could really take
that's
Boris
me in the
Johnson to
future.
town.
Marcia. Yeah. That took me 9 weeks.
Yes, I love that she's just instantly up and she's
Relatable.
like,
Yeah, what are you
Relatable.
doing
right.
here?
I
That
felt like
is
Judi
so-
Dench wasn't available on the day, so that's
That is so me. If somebody destroyed my knitting, like
no, that was before the destroyed the knitting. She's up and she's like, get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and then I would go ballistic if I worked on something for 9 weeks and somebody destroyed it, I would stab them with my knitting needles.
If it was my knitting and they destroyed it, I'd go, oh, that's a fair thing. It was pretty shit.
Yours would just fall down and just be like the Doctor Who scarf.
Yeah, I'm making a Doctor Who scarf at the
Ooh,
moment.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, speaking of knitting, my mum, when my dad passed away, she knitted a scarf and just kept going and going and going and going.
And go
And she
with
said
my-
to me, I said, what are you doing? She said, oh, I'm knitting you a Dr. Pooh scarf because she calls it Dr. Pooh because that's hilarious to my mother. It ended up, she just kept knitting until she was in the right frame of mind. We could wrap it around her unit 3 times.
wow.
We told her we're just going to bury her in it. And
That's
throw her in
incredible.
there.
What
Yeah.
a
Oh, that's
catharsis.
amazing.
It's so enormous. And yeah, that's all she did. She just
Wow.
knitted and knitted and knitted a scarf. Crazy.
My grandparents just were saying to me I was making a singlet for Cecil.
Oh, singlet for Cecil. Not for Dr. Pooh.
Oh yeah.
Wait, is that a phrase that you understand as well? Singlet for Cecil?
Yeah.
No idea.
Okay.
I was going to say, is that another character that I didn't understand? Who's Cecil?
Like, why
Beck told
am I
me, and I was like, "What the hell are you talking about? A singlet for Cecil?"
Cecil? Yeah, it's just like you're doing something mundane, like.
Oh, I've never heard
When
that
somebody
before.
when you get asked like what are you doing, you say, oh, I'm knitting a singlet for Cecil. It's like a really
Oh.
old term. I didn't know what it was
Never
until
heard
my
of it.
yeah my
So what,
grandparents explained-
Cecil is really boring?
It's just like how long's a piece of string? Half
Okay.
of twice, like twice of half its length.
Old Cecil used to have a shitload of
Cecil.
singlets.
Knitted.
I'm sorry, Cecil. I love you.
I remember I did a, the focus group work, where like sometimes you're asked to do a focus group sort of thing. Have
Oh,
you
yeah.
done that before?
Yeah.
So I did one on singlets, right? And it was all a bunch of like blokey guys who were like, yeah, I like to wear a singlet,
Yeah.
instead of a shirt, blah, blah. I
Was
want
it
this
singlets
and
or
blah.
wife bashers?
It was singlets.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Wife beaters.
specifically about singlets.
Oh,
and they
wife
asked me
beaters.
why I wore singlets, and I was like, sometimes the material of my shirt like rubs against my nipples, and it's like really it chafes my nipples, so I like to wear a singlet underneath. And they all kind of looked at me, and I was like,
All right.
And listen, when I met David, he wore a singlet. The only person I knew that wore a singlet was my dad. And I used to say to him, why do you wear a singlet? And he went, it keeps the sweat. And I went, you're so sensible.
Yeah, totally. Singlets rock.
yeah.
I've always thought singlets on guys would be for the guys that can't afford sleeves.
Yeah, well, Dave
No,
wears
you wear a
the
singlet under your shirt.
Under your
Yeah,
shirt.
I know.
Oh,
I
I
wear singlets
see.
under
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, that's
but,
what I
like,
mean.
You know
Alright.
those guys that just have like bits of fabric draped on them, and
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
holes of like the armholes of their singlets go all the way down to their waist. So I'm just like, what is the point of that? Fucking buy some
When
sleeves.
you're walking through South Bank and there's just dudes running around with no shirt on, you're like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, I know. I find that really strange. But no, Dave and my dad wear singlets under their shirts. So
Yeah.
I find that very sensible.
Oh, that's,
I
that
do
is cute.
too.
I think
Yeah.
it's kind of cute and nerdy.
All right, back to Doctor Who.
Oh, okay.
It's
Enough about Adam's nipples.
Yeah. We'll
show
have
them
that
to
regular
us.
segment at the end of the episode. Adam's nips. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and Ruth is making her own breakfast on her birthday.
What is the relevance to her and the 8 o'clock? It's like she waits for that time.
I think that's the deadline she's given Lee to wake up.
Maybe.
Or
We'll
that's
see.
maybe
What do you
when her
think it
birthday
is?
is.
I don't know. I just wondered if it's something that's going to come back later that's going to be... I don't know. I don't know.
okay.
I just, because we look at
8
the watch,
o'clock.
we look at the 8 o'clock, and I thought,
I
maybe.
thought it was just like the watch is like she's a time lord,
Could be.
Maybe that's the time of day she was born.
Maybe.
I
Maybe
just
her
assumed-
boyfriend's just lazy.
Yeah,
Or husband,
true,
sorry.
True.
I just thought it was like that, arbitrary timeline where you're like, well, if they don't get up by this time, I'm just going to do it myself.
Yeah, it could be. It,
then-
it might mean nothing. I'm just reading things.
But then
into
straight
stuff.
after that, we get an image of Ruth's face with a rainbow beside it.
Mm.
Like Jodie Whittaker's shirt.
Mm.
Rainbow.
But I
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know what you mean.
think you should go back, watch it again, and not Google Gloucester.
Did you find a nice
Airbnb?
Airbnb in
Oh, I did, yeah,
Gloucester, or-
guys. June 20
Oh, okay.
through June 25.
Oh, good.
It's costing me £3,000, but that's okay.
Oh my god.
Well, you already know that Gloucester Cathedral was featured in Harry Potter. So there you
Oh,
go.
yeah, that was a nice
Yeah.
tidbit.
It was in the Philosopher's Stone, the Chamber of Secrets, and the Half-Blood Prince. You may remember it best as the hallway where the message about the Chamber of Secrets was scrawled on the wall in blood.
Ooh.
What I like best is as she's walking to work, she's like, "Hello, Reggie."
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
Swan.
Such a doctor thing, isn't it?
Hello,
When you
Swan.
look back,
I name animals out and about.
you're the doctor. Oh my God! Break the glass! Break
Check
the glass!
The Gloucester Cathedral also stood in for Victorian London in the Doctor Who Christmas special, The Next Doctor. Ooh.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
A little bit of foreshadowing there, or just a coincidence, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Now, Gloucester Cathedral also has their own tour guides, local volunteers who know the history of the building. Whilst entry to the building is free, it is recommended you donate £5 per adult to help pay for the upkeep. It costs over £6,000 per day to keep the cathedral open,
Oh my
Wow.
God!
and they rely
What?
solely on donations. They don't get any money from the government.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, how
Why
incredible.
is it so expensive?
Oh
Just
no,
'cause
that's
it's so
not that
old.
much. That's
So
how much
old.
it
Shoring
pays
up
to
the
keep
stone,
me.
cleaning it,
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
artifacts.
£6,000 a day to keep me.
Yeah, that's right. And
That's
we rely solely on donations, and we have yet to receive a donation.
That's how much I earn in a year.
It's
Like
a lot.
that's crazy.
Mm.
Well, it's a good thing it doesn't cost you £6,000 to upkeep you.
Oh,
You should
yeah.
start saying, my body is a cathedral.
Yeah.
Specifically, Gloucester Cathedral.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that by Ruth trying to earn money as a tour guide, she's taking money away from the cathedral guys.
Oh, she is. What a terrible woman.
Well, it didn't look like she was getting much custom
No,
anyway,
no,
so
no,
I
she
think the
wasn't.
cathedral's safe.
She does 3 tours a day. Like,
Yeah. And she wasn't getting anyone interested.
And if she's waiting till 8 a.m., she's totally missed the boat on that sunrise tour.
Yeah.
yeah.
Opportunity.
Oh, well.
And all the old people are back in bed by that
Yeah,
time.
that's
so,
right. Yeah.
You know, got to target the hours between 3 and 8 before the old people
That's
drop
right,
off.
yeah.
Mm.
At the local cafe, Ruth receives a birthday coffee from All Ears Allen, mate.
Oh.
Is this guy a recurring character?
No.
No.
Oh, I'm so
None of them
disappointed.
I liked him too.
Yeah.
But he was in all the promotional images for the episode up till now. I thought he was going to be a main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
And he
too.
gets killed within the first 11 minutes of the episode.
But he was a really good character.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that he's obsessed with Ruth.
Well, but so talented. I mean,
Yeah.
my barista can barely make a coffee and hold down an arts degree, let alone make a dossier on a white dude.
I think his talents were more in research than they were in making
I'll
coffee. by
say,
the sound
yeah.
of it.
That was a fairly thick dossier, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? He'd spent a lot of time on that.
He had.
I didn't know what that word was before this episode.
Oh, really?
Dossier.
Dossier.
You have to watch
Dossier.
a spy thriller.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was going to say the space rhinos.
Yeah.
They were
Space
pretty
rhinos.
smart to know exactly what a dossier was when Lee's.
Yes, considering they just picked up what human was.
Yeah.
I know. They
Anyway.
said there's a dossier. Oh, okay. He flicks through it with his
Yeah.
big rhino
Yeah.
corpse.
Do they understand, like, they've translated it from just that old lady's words? Does that mean they only understand what that old lady understands?
We
Or do
just
they
fuck
also-
off out of Gloucester.
Yeah, or do they also understand things like yeet and selfie and...
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Do you know what yeet means, Nicchia?
I have
Yeet.
no idea.
No, me either.
It means you throw something.
Yeah.
Just as like, if you're frustrated with something, say if you wanted to get angry and you wanted to throw that water bottle, you'd go, yeet!
Is that a millennial term?
Really?
Yeah,
That
I
must
understand it
be.
because Beck uses it quite often.
Yeah. When I was-
I would think someone was just mispronouncing yeast.
Mm,
and just
that's
be,
what I thought you were gonna
just
say.
be a little embarrassed for them, really. Oh, yeet?
Have you got a yeet infection?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a cool way the kids are saying they've got a yeet infection.
I've got a cream for that.
do you know what I'm going to do with your cream? Yeet!
Yeet.
And I'm going to stick with the yeet infection.
Yeah. Oh, let's all clap.
Somebody better tell Alan it's Ruth's choice who she wants to be with, mate. Because
Yes.
he's laying it on thick. He's like, you should be with me. And it's like, all right, calm
But
down, buddy.
it's his character and the way it's done. It's a beautiful setup because at the beginning you think I know who the fugitive is. I know it's Lee.
Yeah.
There is not one part of you that thinks it's anyone
Isn't
else.
it Lee? I still don't understand.
He is not the fugitive.
Well, he's, part of the package, but
Yeah.
no, he's not the fugitive.
Hey, it could have been Alan and he was trying to cover his tracks.
Well, that's true. They say you always accuse people of what you're most
That's
likely
right.
to do. Yeah. Are you cheating on me?
What are you talking about? Here's my Beck dossier.
Oh, I see.
It just has giant words. She has a boyfriend.
I mean,
Do you want me to cut that or?
I'm
hang
curious.
on. Can I just do this?
No.
Oh, well, I was trying to be nice. But
Claudia, did you want to say
Oh,
something?
I said I was curious. Are there any other coffee shops in Gloucester? Because they're going to this stalker dude every morning. Even Lee's going, and this guy's got a death wish on him.
It's funny
I mean,
because
find another coffee
they
shop.
try and make Gloucester
I would.
seem like this tiny little town. Gloucester
Yeah.
has 130,000 people.
Oh, I'm sure it's
Yeah.
massive.
I'm
That's
sure-
like the size of Toowoomba.
And you also don't just have one coffee shop. You usually have a few next to it,
Absolutely,
don't you?
But
yeah.
I think they were insinuating that that's the coffee shop Ruth always goes to, so she knows the guy who owns it. But yeah, I was getting a real like heartbeat sort of feel of like, oh, we're a
Yeah.
small, sleepy little town.
And some out-of-work tour guide can afford to live on a beautiful canal.
Yeah.
Hello.
And the other thing is, if you're going in and every day you have a latte, your barista wants to take you outside and sort you out, you would start
That's
looking
right.
for other
Who would
coffee
look
shops.
after the shop while he sorted her out?
Oh, who knows?
I just thought of something
He had
so
no other
bad.
customers.
Yeah, there was no one else in the cafe.
Yeah. I just like Graham. Oh, I'd say this is corrupting her.
yeah. What's going on? What did you get up to last night? You've gone bright red.
You have.
You've gone the same colour as your hair.
That should
Oh
be a
my
Patreon
God.
reward.
I just thought Alan wants to froth Ruth's milk.
Oh.
I'm sure he froths it morning, noon, and night.
Oh, dear. You know that song, My Milkshake Brings All the Boys?
Yeah.
I had no idea what that meant for years. I thought she just
What do you mean? It
brought along
means-
smoothies.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It means she knows a good recipe for milkshakes.
Oh, good. Thank God for that.
Milkshakes. And then she...
It's just a weird
Jizzes
thing
on
to
them.
sing about, really.
I mean,
isn't
I don't
it?
think I fully know what it is, but it's a euphemism for something, isn't it?
I thought it was a
Yeah.
euphemism for boobs.
It is.
Oh. I thought it was
just a
vagina.
euphemism for sexual appeal.
Oh.
No,
yeah, I thought it
it's-
was
it's
like a woman's
euphemism for boobs.
Yeah.
You know, milkshake
genitalia?
makers.
Oh, right. Oh.
Am I educating you all
I
today?
see.
Yes,
That makes a
pretty
lot of
much.
sense,
Pretty
actually.
much.
So
pretty
you
much.
yeet the
My
milkshake.
milkshake.
Is that what you
I
saying?
don't want to milk.
Why
I
isn't
don't want to.
it her milkshakes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, does she have a preferential breast that she's presenting as a milkshake?
Oh,
she
he's
does
My
say,
left-
she
my
does
left
say my
milk-
milkshake.
left
My
milkshake.
milkshake.
My left milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
So they're like, get something done about the right one.
That's
Claudia,
right. That
lefty is always bigger than righty anyway, so
That is true.
That's true. That's true. I often have words of harsh disagreement with lefty.
I'm going to have to start measuring my man boobs. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I didn't know. I'm so
That's
sorry.
true.
Don't worry, I'll take you to go get your first fitting.
Yay! At Target.
Yeah. Oh, don't go to Target.
Oh,
Double A cup. Okay.
bigger
Pansy.
because it's
Pansy.
double A. Where the fuck are we up to?
I have no
Don't
idea.
know.
Oh yeah, I thought this was going to be a normal episode of Doctor Who.
Me too.
I was so into it. Yeah, when Alan was doing his thing, and yeah, I felt hook, line, and sinker for this. I thought it was
Me
great.
too. They set it up. I was on the road. I'm sure it was Lee.
I
Didn't know who he
thought
was.
Alan was going to be a main character.
Yep.
I mentioned he was in the bar trade. I was like, that's going to come back later.
Yeah, I thought Ruth was going to probably die.
Oh, okay.
You know, get killed while trying to
she
save
was pretty
Lee.
dopey in the beginning there, wasn't
yeah.
she?
Yeah, pretty
She was-
clueless.
Yeah, she was a nice, normal, like, happy character. I love the music when she's walking to the cafe.
Yeah. But the thing is, when David Tennant's Doctor, he made himself human for a while.
Yeah.
And he was a really clueless dork as well.
Okay.
So it kind of worked. You know, you wanted to slap him when he was John Smith. I did anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I just
But you want to slap him anytime.
Oh, yeah. But with my
In a
milkshake.
different way.
Oh, God. Did Nicchia use that word correctly? Milkshake?
Yeah. Milkshake, is that like one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lefty.
Hello, Lefty, you say as you
got
punch him in the
you've
face
got
with your
some
breast.
skill if you can just do it with one.
Oh, no, or just knows control over them at all.
As we said, Alan has been putting together a Lee dossier, so it sounds like he's more obsessed with Lee than Ruth.
I know.
Lee hardly talks to anyone, cuts his own hair as if that's a crime,
Yeah.
gets weird books out from the library, says his family's from around here, but no one has ever heard of him. Now, any guesses as to what those weird books from the library would be?
Gallifreyan art.
Gallifreyan art? You think the Gloucester Library has
Yeah.
Gallifreyan art?
Yeah.
The Adventures of Snugglepot and Cuddlepie.
Yes.
I just assumed he was like going and being like, do you have a book on butt stuff?
Yeah. I was
fuck
just going to
is weird.
suggest The Joy of Sex, but
Yeah.
you go butt stuff. Go
Okay,
on.
all right.
Go on, you filthy bastard.
Butt stuff, butt stuff.
Isn't it probably like How to Live with the Doctor when she's your wife?
Yeah. How?
For dummies?
Yeah.
He just goes in and he's like, do you have any books on humans?
Yeah.
That's probably what he reads.
Yeah.
Human
Also,
books.
why doesn't he just order them off the internet? Because then
Well-
nobody would know what books he's
And
getting.
also, he says in front of Lee, bloody
Humans,
humans,
bloody
yeah,
humans, yeah.
whatever it is. So you go, oh, come on, yep, he's a baddie,
Yeah,
he's
he's the fugitive,
Yeah,
he's going to be the one.
he's killed somebody, and blah blah blah.
He's
yeah.
an alien of some sort.
Yeah, and a nasty one.
Oh, I didn't think he was going to be nasty. I thought he was
Oh,
just
I
going to
did.
be hunted by the Judoon.
No, I thought he was going to be someone who'd committed a murder or an atrocious crime, and they were trying to.
He was going to
Murder.
break Ruth's heart.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, and then she was going to die.
A platoon of Judoon near the moon prepare to teleport down to Gloucester. Glad you took a drink of water when I said that.
I love the Judoon's ears. You know, they move.
Oh,
Oh,
They
yeah.
kind
Oh.
of flap
if you go
around.
on Instagram
They're
and
so
look up
fabulous.
Millennium FX, they're the people who made the Judoon head, and
Yeah.
it is an amazing animatronic.
Oh.
There's motors doing the mouth, and it's so cool.
I know, he takes his helmet off and his little ear does a little flick,
Yeah.
and I went, oh my god, that's so cute.
You mean her ear doesn't?
Oh, her, yeah, loved
It's a
that.
female
Loved
Judoon.
that. Woman to woman.
Much like Pratchett's dwarves, Judoon are indistinguishable from male and
Yes, they are.
Ah.
And much like, what was the terrible episode we watched with the Cyberman and Vega, where you couldn't tell the difference?
female. The Revenge of the Cybermen.
Yeah, you couldn't tell the difference if they were men and women. Are they all men?
Claudia, you said you liked the Judoon.
Oh, I love the outfits and the kind of rock and roll steampunk vibe.
Oh, you're going
Yeah,
for the
they
black,
looked a little
black leather?
slimy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Slimy.
no, I like it.
So you'd like the black leather outfit. Do you want the metallic round collar?
Oh, that goes without saying. Do they have
The helmet?
A helmet? Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked like a deep sea divers sort
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
It was pretty
Sort
cool.
of thing.
Well, if you make that cosplay, you can send the images to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I might share them with the viewers.
What's your private
please,
email address
please
again?
please send them.
Make it a sexy outfit, would you?
Oh God. I'm all ears, Alan.
Yeah, booby cutouts.
Yeah, the leather
I-
might need to be shrunk a little bit to make it more skin tight.
That's why I got you a cake, Nicchia, that says you can do better.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you
yeah.
for that.
I was meant to give it to Dave.
Yeah, yeah. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You don't want to have to fight me again with your mother, do you? Out the
I'm
back.
getting my mum. My mum is ripped, and we're going in for round 2, baby. I'm getting it ready. I'm like, come on, Mum, come on.
All right, I'm
She's
getting.
like, how about you do some exercise? Come on, Mum, come on.
I'm so glad your mother does not listen to the podcast.
I'm bringing Shirley in. She's got good, strong knitting arms.
Oh
so-
no.
Oh, I'll bring Janine in.
Oh,
She'll fucking
Whoa.
take all of you on.
Oh, I'll bring Shazza.
Shazza.
You better fucking watch out when
Janine's
Shazza
my
comes
mum.
in.
Oh, these are your mums. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
Shirley's mine, which is still the funniest name I've ever heard.
Your mum's name.
Shirley.
Shirley.
Shirley, that's sweet.
Oh.
Shirl.
What's your mum's name, Claire?
Anita.
Oh, that's nice.
What's your mum's name, Adam?
Leanne.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, that's
Beautiful
nice too.
mums. Shout out
We
to
love you,
mums.
mums.
Whereas
What up, mums?
my kids came home and said we told everyone at school what grandma's name is, and they all laughed at us. They laughed at Shirley. So-
Shirley. Shirley.
right up there
I
with
like my
Beryl.
great grandmother's name. Her name was Ethel.
Ooh,
Oh, that's a good
I
one.
like it.
Yeah.
Ethel's good.
Named after Ethelene.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's one of those jokes that have just gone
Methyl
straight
ethyl.
over.
Methyl Ethel, yeah.
Methyl
In
ethyl
deep
ketone.
space, the Doctor is hunkered over the controls of the TARDIS. The fam have realised that she's looking for something, and she begrudgingly tells them she's looking for the Master in case he escaped the Casavan dimension.
Okay,
Jumpy.
my question is,
Yes.
did it feel like right from the beginning she's the Doctor? That dark, broody bit really
Oh yeah,
helped.
like through this whole season, I felt like
Yeah,
she was the-
I have too, but it really solidified it for me
Yeah.
too, because you've got to have the dark and light. And she was last season, she was very light, and this is really.
Is that because she knows something's coming?
Yeah, and I think there's always
Brexit.
Yeah.
That's when she was looking wistfully and saying home.
She's looking at
Brexit.
2032 and she's like, it's still not done.
I'm moving to Scotland.
They're not bringing witnesses for the Trump impeachment. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's still president in 2032.
All right.
But in the first episode, well, in the first 2 episodes of this season, one of the other Time Lords, the Master, came back and he revealed that he had destroyed Gallifrey, their home planet.
He destroyed it.
So that
Because there was a
flashback
secret.
where everything was in flames, like that's what we saw in the first episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
he
really
learned
sad.
the true origin of their species and that everyone had been lying to them. And he was
Everything
so
you know is a
upset
lie.
by it that he destroyed Gallifrey. Killed them all. So,
Wow.
and we don't know what the secret is.
Hopefully we'll find it out.
Yes.
Hopefully it won't be that book that Oprah promoted to everybody
Oh,
in the
that was
90s.
terrible.
That was crazy.
Oh,
It was
God.
Which was
terrible.
basically like, if you hope for something enough, you will get it, and if you
The
don't,
secret.
if you
Yeah.
don't get it, you didn't
Yeah.
hope for it enough.
I know. It's like those people who say, I'm going to cure you of your cancer. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't. Your faith isn't strong enough.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, mate.
So you said there's a secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The book's called The Secret.
All we know is...
No, we're talking about
it's-
Doctor Who again.
It's something to do with a phrase, the timeless child. That's all we know.
Could it be in McGovern?
No, they wouldn't do that because there would be a
Needs to have an
riot.
explanation.
Yeah.
Could
No.
it be MacGyver?
Oh my god.
The doctor just needs a paddle pop stick and a rubber band.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
she'll be good
And
to
she'll
go.
build a tank and a nuclear warhead.
A Stargate opens up and he comes through and he's like, I'm MacGyver.
Didn't she make the sonic screwdriver out of spoons?
She did.
Spoons.
Spoons. With Judoon on the moon.
Spoony
I'm playing the spoons with the Judoon on the moon.
Near a lagoon.
Soon a Judoon tune croons in their cocoon, and the goons are attuned like a loon and a baboon fighting in a June typhoon.
Well done.
Excuse me, snaps.
Yeah.
Not that I
I
can
love
click.
how you're snapping yourself just to make up for the kid not
Oh,
being
baby,
able to
I always
click.
have to snap myself.
You know, it shouldn't hurt that much, don't you?
Snap yourself before you crap yourself.
I was worried what you were
Oh,
snapping.
I was so happy when I wrote that.
Like,
Right.
The Doctor heads to Earth to stop the Judoon from harpooning the humans in the afternoon with impunity.
humans.
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 In Gloucester, the Judoon... It sounds like a song or something.
Yeah. Julianne, what a fool I am. When we... Oh, sorry. It is a song. I
The
didn't just
Judoon
make
song.
it up. No, it's Julianne, but I could have said Judoon.
Judy Ann.
What a fool I am.
Is that Dooney wearing a dress?
Yeah.
Judoony Ann?
Yeah. Dooney in a dress.
It would have been cool if he was our guest
would
this
be up
week.
for
So
that.
it was like Judoon.
Dooney
It's
with
just a
Judoon.
Judoon doing Dooney's
And thank you,
comedy
Beck.
set.
That's what we like to do when we have a guest in. We like to talk about how we would like other guests.
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I was
Claudia's-
just thinking
You know-
of Dooney in a singlet.
No, I'm thinking of
Okay,
Dooney.
all right. Well, do you need some time?
Yeah, he needs
No, I'm
some
done.
time.
I'm thinking of Dooney in a dress now.
Well, I mean, you're both wrong. He usually does his comedy shirtless. So.
He does. He does.
Didn't he do it naked last year?
Oh, within briefs.
Once.
yeah, in briefs. I was just like, oh my
With
god.
a cowboy hat.
Yeah, yeah.
But I did want to kind of
How
continue
do
on with the
I?
episode.
How do I miss the great
Yeah.
great
Where
masterpieces
you were.
of comedy?
Exactly.
He'll do it again. He does it at a very small request, so it
Oh,
doesn't take much for
very
him to
small.
get his kid off.
If you invite him over, he'll just do it for
Okay,
you. Yeah.
Dooney, could you take my gear off? All right.
You don't need a milkshake to get him to your bar.
Hello, Dooney.
I do.
Sorry, Dooney.
It's like an open mic comedian. Just need to tell him where to be, and he's like, "All right, I'll
That's
take my
I'm
kid
there.
off."
I'm there. Nude enough.
Not even gonna get dressed, just gonna hop in the car and drive straight there.
Oh well, it'd be a lot easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I know.
All right, in Gloucester, the Judoon arrive and start scanning people and stamping them with their little stamp.
Human.
Fugitive
Human.
match negative.
I like their little red cross. Human.
Oh, you think they're part of the
Human.
Red Cross?
Yeah, I think they might be. I just think you should get a gold star. Human. Yay!
Yay!
Human.
If you get enough stars, you get a free pizza.
We get a pizza party at the end
Pizza
of the
party.
year.
That's right. Did you do reading for whatever the fuck it was?
Oh, I don't know.
When I was in primary
Are
school,
you
did you
talking
guys not
about
do
the-
this?
Oh,
Where
are
you
Are you
had
talking
kids-
about
Hut?
MS Readathon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
it
and you get a little
version.
gold star for every book you read.
Yeah, I did that.
I read so many books they had to get a new
Oh,
thing
really?
chart again.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cute.
I went to school at the Gums. I think I would have got.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think I might have got a paddle pop from the shop.
Oh no.
That was it.
But back then, that was the
Oh,
the
that
going
was a
price.
big day. 5 cents for a paddle pop.
They can't afford to give kids paddle pops anymore. They're like $5 each.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Crazy man. Let's talk about Doctor Who.
Let's talk about Doctor Who, baby.
Baby, let's
talk
talk
about
about
you and me. Let's talk about
Everything
Salt and
I
pepper.
want to talk about. Anyway.
Marcia refuses to be catalogued and runs directly into the enforcement field, being vaporized. I thought that was
Is
quite
she
funny.
Marcia?
Marcia, yep.
Yeah. I know. If you're setting up a containment field, do you not think
To
that
tell them?
people are going to run into it? So perhaps you could just knock them out or stun them. Why does it have to electrify them and kill them? Wouldn't a lot more people have died?
Yeah.
Because I would have run.
Yes.
You know, not thinking
You're,
this through.
Maybe there's more. Maybe it's like the snap from Marvel. Like there's a lot of casualties we don't see.
Maybe. I'm just thinking that the Judoon do not have a safety officer with them.
No, I don't think they have a
to
safety
do
officer.
a bit of a
in
risk
general.
assessment.
So when the purple flex appeared on the screen, that was someone dying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just hoped that they were going to another dimension or something. Like their earthly form was being transmuted.
No, they were
into
going
something
to a
else.
farm.
Yeah, they were going to
Well,
a
then
better
a lot
place.
of people died.
Yeah.
They did. A lot. I didn't like
Although
that.
the world can do with one less barista.
Well, that's true. All he is Alan.
He was trying to make the best of it because his bar didn't work for some reason.
Oh no.
Yeah.
There's
well,
a backstory there.
yeah, which we will never know.
I think it may be his people skills that were lacking a little. But anyway.
I know when I was writing this, I was like, oh, everyone gets out of the cafe before he tries to close it. And then I watched it again. I was like, there's no one in the cafe.
Yeah. I know.
Who's he serving? It's just Ruth. He's in the middle of Gloucester, so the rent must be ridiculous.
Yeah, he does all of that just to see Ruth once a day.
That's right. Yeah, it's a fake cafe just for Ruth.
Yeah, I feel like stalkers
Lee.
would probably do that.
Well,
though.
he's
Yeah,
a bit stalkery.
I feel like he had a bar, and he's like, come to the bar, Ruth. And she's like, no, I don't drink.
I
I
don't
like
drink."
coffee, though. And he's like, all right, that's it. Shut it down.
Yeah.
It's a cafe now.
Out the back is all these pictures with the lines of,
Yeah, that's right.
string linked
The architect's
out
like, I
to
don't know
Lee.
about the name The Ruth Cafe. You
Yeah.
might want to change it to something else.
Come in, Ruth, it's called. No, come in, Ruth.
There's a comma there. There's a comma.
There's a comma, people. Right.
It's so innocent, Nakia. I love it.
Oh, dear.
All right, cool, great. Ruth is scanned and is catalogued as human. Fugitive match negative.
Yeah, so I fell for that.
Yeah, I fell for that too.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, it must be Lee. Lee heads into Alan's cafe to pick up Ruth's cake, but Alan, Ruth's stalker, has frosted the cake with the words, you can do better. Actually, I think Lee's pretty happy with Ruth, mate.
It's hilarious, but imagine if your husband goes to pick up your cake and somebody's written you can do better.
Yeah.
I would question how Adam got a job at a bakery.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah. I just give that to every woman who comes in.
You
can
can
do
do
better.
better.
You can do better.
Yeah.
I'd be annoyed that I'm paying, $60 for a customized cake and
Yeah.
it's been screwed over.
Yeah, me too.
Because that's the only thing Ruth's getting for her birthday anyway.
Yeah.
It looks like a homemade cake too.
does.
Like, you know.
It's so sweet.
Well, what does Graham say? That's the worst cake I've ever seen.
Yes, that's great.
I love Graham.
It wasn't until you said like $60, I was like, oh yeah, those homemade
Yeah.
cakes usually go for $60. Like,
Yeah.
I would not
Huge.
pay $60
No
for
way,
that
man.
cake.
Not
you
for
made.
something that didn't have Happy Birthday Ruth on it.
Yes.
Although we did pay $80 for a cake when someone was leaving with the word congratulations misspelt on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, quite sad. Anywho.
Did it also say you can do better?
Yeah. Congratulations, yes, was the D.
Lee gets annoyed and mutters, "Ugh, humans. And that's what he's the fugitive. Okay, so I get that Lee doesn't see the TARDIS because the Doctor lands in the kitchen, but wouldn't he recognize the sound of a TARDIS?
Yeah, I wondered why no one hears it, but maybe it's because they're in their own conversation, or maybe it's just for us.
Because there's so
we
many
know.
people in the cafe. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
hear
yeah.
it. The
Yeah, it's so
din.
loud.
I mean, the din in there with all of those.
Alan's got his disco beats on. It's like,
Maybe he had a smoothie
Ruth,
going
love
in
me,
the
that's
background.
right.
Yeah.
The old NutriBullet charging away.
Ruth, love me,
At least one of us is
Ruth,
dancing.
love me.
Yeah.
Ruth,
I know this
love
isn't
me.
a visual medium, but I am dancing.
Yeah, really poorly.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Whovian gang warn the cafe about alien police, and Lee legs it. He's like,
You coward!
exit, stage left.
My favourite bit, they all go, come on, we got to go. Graham goes, oh, look at the cake.
Yeah, yeah.
He's always hungry.
And then he looks at the one, he's like, oh, that's the worst cake I've ever seen, mate.
And then he disappeared. Did you go, oh my God?
I was like, what the hell is going on?
I thought of the Judoon taking him.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I thought, well, that's one less character I have to keep track of. That's fine with me.
Do you not remember the companions from when you watched
I
Resolution?
do, yeah, no, I
Okay.
do. I just, again, I thought maybe another dimension or something. He got
Yeah.
taken
I
somewhere.
thought it had to be connected with Lee or the Judoon. So I thought maybe Lee
Yeah,
had
that's
set
what I
a
thought as
booby
well.
trap. Yeah. And Graham had walked into it. Or the Judoon had, I don't know, taken him.
When Ruth eats the cake, she will be teleported away.
Yeah, something like that.
I love a good teleport cake.
I do too. It usually gets teleported away before I eat it. I hate that.
Gets teleported straight to my hips.
But
As Alan closes the cafe, the space rhinos enter. When they're mentioning their
Oh, I didn't hear that bit.
When they mention they're looking for a fugitive, All Ears Alan offers them a file on Lee. But the Judoon knock over some of his mugs, and he is not having it.
Yeah, what is that? I mean,
I think that was him standing up to the bullies.
people are so stupid. You've got a great, big, scary rhino. They knock something. I would just go, oh, don't worry about it. It's okay. I'm not going to, charge them. They're not Adam. I'm not going to fight them, right?
Well, he used to be in
It's
the bar.
you.
He used to be in the bar trade,
Yeah,
so he probably
he's
dealt
seen
with
it all.
people like that.
Yeah,
He's like, not with those shoes, mate.
it did seem out of character to me for him to do that. But anyway, he did, and he paid the price.
He is executed.
Mhm. No
Yeah.
more all ears Alan. It's no ears Alan.
That shocked me. I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit,
Yeah.
what is going on?
Yeah, me too.
poor Alan.
Poor Alan. He'll have to stalk Ruth in heaven.
Aw.
Ruth in heaven.
No.
Do.
For Claudia, Alan has gone to a farm
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
where
you.
he's going to have a
I'm not ready for this
He
yet.
roams around going, Ruff!
Yeah.
I'm just sad for all these out-of-work actors now who don't have recurring roles.
There's a lot of them. You're going to be very sad for a
Hey,
long time.
at least they made him like the go-to guy in the promotion.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
didn't
Yeah,
have
he
very
was,
much.
he was on all the images.
I feel
Yeah.
like the script had this tiny little footnote, this, barista, just, a small role. And then this extra came along. He's
Ah.
like, I'm going to this is going to be a career
This is
changer
going to
for
be
me.
and I'm going to be at conventions.
Yeah,
He
that's
did an Adam with his role.
He went in and he
Made
was
it
like,
bigger.
they don't call me All Ears Alan
Adam.
for nothing.
What's my motivation?
But I do think that is the sign of good writing, when even a minor character you feel an affinity for
Yeah,
them.
that's true.
If
They're
you look
memorable.
back at Orphan 55, the worst episode I've ever seen, those characters had more lines than All Ears Alan.
Yeah.
And I couldn't
None
have
of them
given
died.
But-
That's so
couldn't
shit.
have given a shit.
We had enough characters in this episode. In Orphan 55, we had way too many characters.
Yeah,
We
true.
had twice as many main characters in Orphan 55 than we do in this episode.
Yeah, you are so lucky we didn't make you watch that piece of shit. Anywho,
The Judoon have found Lee, but the Doctor has found the Judoon. She's a regulator and plans to stop the platoon of Judoon near the lagoon.
I do love
It's more of a canal.
Yeah.
Shut up! Jesus, what do I bring
But I
you
like
to?
the way she tries to come out. June near the lagoon.
Yeah, which
More
shows
of a
that she's
canal.
obviously in on the joke. She's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I like that.
The Doctor makes up a fake Earth Law to throw off the Judoon, and Yaz, who later says she speaks the legal lingo same as the Judoon, says, Rule 12, massive, like a real police officer.
I understand that, but I really like the way the Judoon look a bit chastised.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, we've been caught. You know, the thing about the Judoon is they're not evil, they're not good, they're
They're
just...
not all from the moon.
I don't know, there's just something great about them that you can sort of tell them that they don't follow the rule and they go, ooh,
Yeah.
I'm
So they're
sorry.
just kind of, they're brawn. They're not like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Super intelligent.
Certainly not brain. No.
yeah, right.
No.
And that's why their language doesn't get translated by the TARDIS, because it's too simple, essentially.
Yo, bro.
So they just follow the rules, like me, basically.
Yeah. They're really just Adam in non-leather.
Oh.
I don't want to live in that world.
If someone told me to execute
that's
you,
right.
I would do it straight down the line.
Oh, great.
Adam does have a bit of a rhino top to me.
He does.
Bit of a horn. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm saying nay.
He does like have a hair horn.
Yeah, you do. You often.
Don't rip it off.
I haven't
Don't rip it off.
Yeah.
I haven't looked any further down the body to tell anything else. Just the hair horn.
I've got a butt horn too. Ooh. That's what I call it when I fart.
Oh,
Honk, honk.
I just want butt boobs, but we've already talked about
Yes,
that
butt
on the
boobs.
podcast.
Butt boobs, baby, butt boobs, butt boobs, baby.
Okay.
That's where it's at. Butt boobs. Anyway, with the Judoon giving them 5 minutes, the Doctor finally notices that Graham is missing.
Yes, I like the way that Ryan says, well, you know, he's always a few steps behind us. I'm not looking after him.
On the floor of an alien spaceship, Graham awakens. A voice comes over the communicator. Graham doesn't recognize the voice, but we sure as hell do.
Excuse me, and we all go,
And then the voice says, "You can get excited now." And in teleports Captain Jack Harkness, saying, "You missed me, right?" And the collective Who fandom loses their minds. This is the biggest reveal of the series so far.
I leapt off the couch, ran around a fair bit.
I screamed at
love
the
Captain
TV.
Jack.
Yeah. You were
Yeah.
like, he's so hot! It was so funny because he talks about it online and he's so overwhelmed by everyone. Like, everyone thinks it's amazing. It's so great. He basically pretended he was going to renovate one of his apartments in Cardiff because he lives in America now. So he's posting all this stuff on social media about like, oh, I'm here in Cardiff renovating one of my units, blah, blah, blah.
Good on him.
And then he was like, might as well just renovate it. I'm here. So he renovated it anyway. But yeah, it was all secret. It was all hush-hush.
Oh, that was to cover up the fact that he was filming.
Yeah, and look, it did not
see.
leak. No one
No.
expected
Wow.
it. And this is a character who was a companion for the 10th Doctor, David Tennant, and we all just loved
What
him.
do you mean by companion? What does he do? Couldn't work it out.
Has sex with everyone.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
much does. He is pansexual. No, so he was in the TARDIS for a while as like a Graham Tosh.
Just to help her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to help her, but he can't die.
Okay.
And he used to run something called the Torchwood Institute, which is fights aliens.
He got his own spin-off as well.
He got his own
And has a
spin-off
lot of sex
for
with
a
a lot
while.
of aliens.
Yeah.
Why
Flirts
is
with
he American?
everybody. Oh, he just is.
Because John Barrowman's American.
Yeah.
Well, John Barron's actually Scottish, but he moved to America when he was quite young and got bullied for his accent, so he developed an American accent. But
So he
when he's
wouldn't
with
get
his friends
bullied.
and family, he talks in a Scottish accent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, and he was just a great character that was developed by Stephen Moffat, who was the showrunner before Chris Chibnall, and just so beloved that he kept coming back.
Apparently, Russell T Davies is credited as creating.
Oh, really? I thought, well,
Jack
Moffat.
Harkness. He was in a Moffat episode, but his Russell T Davies is credited.
Yeah, it was
At
when
the
he
end
was
of the
showrunner.
episode.
Yeah.
And also, because John talks about when he found out, he rang Russell T Davies, and he goes, "Yes, I know, it's fantastic, blah blah blah." Because I had to ring Russell T Davies and say, "Can we use Captain Jack?"
Oh,
Can we use
really?
Judoon?" And he said, "Yeah, of course."
Wow,
totally."
I always thought he came up with the character
Yeah.
of
So did
Captain
I,
Jack
so did
because
I.
he wrote it. But he obviously wrote a lot of the dialogue. So they would have said, this is what he's going to look like, this is what he's going to be like. And then,
And then at the end of the episode, they say the Judoon and Captain Jack Harkness created by Russell T Davies. So.
Wow.
I was really annoyed because I glanced quickly
Yeah.
at her Facebook before watching the
Oh, no.
But that's the thing is that the Doctor Who fandom is basically as soon as the episode happens, there's spoilers on Facebook.
Yeah, you
straight
can't
away.
look.
It's so insane. So when it's an episode like this where there are massive things that happen, you just can't go on Facebook until you watch the episode.
video. Yeah.
I could, if you wanted me to. I could
yeah.
go into the fray because it'll just like water off a duck's back.
You'll be sitting
Yeah.
there
And I
going,
can say it's all clear, guys.
And I did tell
yeah.
you to go check my Facebook
Block.
for me. Yeah,
Block.
yeah.
Delete.
and you went, oh, Captain Jack means nothing to me, won't
And I
matter.
was just like, what?
Here's generic American dude. Cool.
Yeah.
But is there any show that you have where you wouldn't be able to, where you wouldn't like to be spoiled? What do you watch?
Did you watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Mm.
Good.
I don't watch a lot of TV, to be honest.
Oh, you're one of those good people.
Oh, one of those people
well,
with a
I don't know.
life.
Oh, I mean, podcast. Listen to podcasts. But that doesn't
Podcast spoilers.
Podcast spoilers. Oh my god, they said
Things like
this.
Serial. Oh no, I don't really care.
Oh, you-
Or maybe I used to get really upset with Oscars spoilers
Oh, really? You like to
Ah.
watch the
Well,
Oscars?
back when I was in primary school. But I mean, the Oscars don't mean what they used to. So.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I
Whatever.
remember when they had that spoiler.
You know, it'll be
how-
a generic American white dude who wins.
Yeah, it's always a generic
Yeah.
American white dude.
Yeah.
La La Land not actually winning. It was such a
Yeah.
spoiler for
Yeah.
me.
Less of a spoiler, more of a major fuck up, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was exciting.
I'm pretty sure that's on this week. I can't wait to watch it.
What, a major fuck up?
Oscars.
Oscars. Oh.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I hope
Yeah.
La La Land wins again.
I know, Me too.
Yeah.
It could.
That was the best spoiler, finding out that La La Land had won and then finding out that it hadn't won.
Yeah.
I know, it was good. It should have won. But anyway,
They
let's
should do
move
that
on.
every year. Be
Yeah.
like, and the winner is La La Land. Again.
I think.
And the crew from La La Land's still there being like,
Yeah.
yay, we won again. Like,
Oh.
we fell for it again.
Bloody hell.
Gosh darn it.
Gosh, dang, nabbit.
Dang.
Dang, nabbit. Where are we up to?
I'm going to
don't know.
yeast this.
I'm going to yeast this.
or yeet it. But
Right.
I just feel it's a mispronunciation. I can't stand it.
Captain Jack plants a kiss on Graham because he, much like C, thinks Graham is the doctor.
I so love
Old
the
white
kiss.
guy, you're the doctor.
Yeah.
Smoochy smoochy.
Oh, the incels would have liked that.
Oh.
No, I thought it was pretty good.
You did. Yeah. I've been reading your posts.
Oh, yeah.
We're not trying to take over the world, okay? But it really does annoy me that not all men, because at some point, I've never said it's anything. All men
Exactly.
are this.
Yeah.
Because, I'm married to one. I quite like him a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
I know lots of nice men. I just say some men. But,
Yeah.
they take it as me meaning all men should be sterilized. I don't know.
Well, we should. We should. As a man, do you,
As a
Yeah.
card-carrying man, Adam, do you
Yeah.
think all men should be sterilized?
No.
I carry a card that says man on it. And
Man.
every time I'm in a conversation, I look at it and go, all right.
I'm a man.
I
I've
should
got the upper
interject right
hand.
now.
I'd just like to point out I'm against sterilization of anybody. But anyway.
And when I'm in an argument or anything, if I just want to win straight away, I just pull out my straight white man card and I just go, there you go. Sorry, I win. I win.
I want to
It's like
see
the wild card
I
in
win.
Uno.
Makes draw four, yeah.
There's some place I've worked where I think the only way I could win an argument against a straight white man was to pull out a bigger detachable penis and hold it up. See? Mine is bigger. I win.
Just like one with those
right.
suction
yeah,
cups
yeah,
on.
yeah, Just stick it on the table. See that thing? It's big.
All right, Nicchia, so you know why you're in HR?
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
I understand. Is it because I won the conversation? Yeah, basically.
Should I not have stuck it to my hat and worn it to work?
No, because that makes you a dickhead.
Yeah. Just look at everybody and go. But it gives me something to
I
pull
think
on.
Cloud is having an out-of-body experience right now.
Sorry,
I'm
Claudia.
thinking about Gloucester again.
So what would you see in Gloucester? Did you find out the things to do in Gloucester?
just the canals and
So you're really
I love
going to
the
go?
woods. I should, shouldn't I?
Yeah,
should.
you should.
Uncle Foster went to Gloucester.
In a shower of rain.
Rain.
He stepped in a puddle right up to his middle and never went there again.
Okay,
Yeah, or
I
never
think
went back.
me and Adam just like, what
Yeah, I
the
was like,
fuck?
first of all, I was like,
It's a
you have an
nursery
Uncle
rhyme.
Foster? And then it just kept going. I was like, okay.
Yeah, there was Dr. Foster went to Gloucester.
Dr. Foster, that's right.
Yeah, it's an old nursery rhyme.
And you want to relive nursery rhymes? So
Yeah.
while you're
Yeah, I
there, you'll
do.
push over an egg? Or
But most of my travel experiences up to this date, I realised have been based on a children's book I read in primary.
So what,
Crazy.
you're going to go to Gloucester, find Dr. Foster, push him into a puddle of rain, and then go, don't come here again.
Sterilise that.
Was there a chapter where Dr. Foster hooked
men.
up with European men? Is that what you're trying to
Yeah.
emulate?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it was his gap year, you know.
I
Yeah.
would be
all been-
impressed if you watch a Doctor Who episode and then go to Gloucester. That would impress me.
All right.
I mean, you impress me just normally, just turning up here really impresses me, because we talk shit and you just sit there and think, oh, Gloucester would be nice now, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Any time of year.
That's where your farm is, in Gloucester.
I did enjoy the road trip. I know we'll get there, but
Yeah.
the road trip in the car
Yeah.
through the countryside.
Yep.
You know, you're from out where I am.
I
Yeah.
am, yeah, neighbours. Yeah.
Neighbours.
We both live on Ramsey Street.
Don't look us up.
Where we fight everyone.
Graham tells Jack that the doctor is now a she, and Harkness can't wait to see this. Oh, yeah. Captain Jack Harkness sleeps with anything.
So Captain Jack will say, hi, Captain Jack Harkness, and the Doctor would go, stop flirting, and go, I'm just saying hello. But, you know,
Yeah.
people go,
Oh, and he's also from,
He's
like,
very
isn't it the
charming.
52nd century or something?
Yeah,
So he
yeah.
has better pheromones, so everybody who meets him is, like, instantly in love with him.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
it is.
So it's not just because he's hot.
Well, that helps.
Yeah, that
What
does
did
help.
he smell like when you met him?
These pheromones, oh, yeah.
Yeah, lilies. And,
I didn't get too close to him, as you can probably see in
Why
that
not?
photo. Oh, because Adam and Nicchia were taking
felt like
it.
you'd get pregnant.
Yeah, I
You
got close.
too
I got close to him, and then the security dragged me away.
Yeah, I got the closest.
We probably had the longest amount of time with him because we had that TARDIS puppet and we were trying to get just the right angle.
Your body language is really intimate there. He's really leaning into you, Nicchia.
Oh yeah, we
knee
were
up.
we hit it off. I can tell you. And my sparkling conversation of
I just love the
It's
body
fantastic.
language between me and Scott. I can relate. He just looks like somebody that's just the quiet one of the relationship.
Oh well, you couldn't have two people that were full on, could you? Imagine Dave and I if we were both like me. Ooh.
Oh, we'd have 2 podcasts going.
Yeah, I think Dave is probably the quiet one.
Oh, really?
Really?
I think to be louder than Nicchia or me, you'd have to be screaming your guts out.
Yeah.
And usually I am screaming my guts out. So
Setting your hair on fire and wearing
I'm definitely
a
the
jock
quiet
strap,
one of
yeah.
this trio. Yeah.
Wait, am I not here?
Hi, Claudia.
You're in Gloucester.
Yeah.
She's with
You're astral projecting to
Dr.
Gloucester.
Foster in Gloucester.
Are you imagining yourself walking down the canals of Gloucester?
Sure am.
Hi, Reggie. Do, do, do. Hey, you're like, all ears Alan. Stay the fuck away from me. Do, do,
Yeah,
do,
that's right.
do, do.
I'm going to find the best coffee in Gloucester and hashtag it and put it on Instagram.
Yeah. With hashtag all is Alan.
$3,000 well spent.
Yeah, that's right.
On a coffee.
In the apartment, Yaz has found a small silver box which isn't from Earth.
What was in the box? Did we know?
The service
What's
medal.
in the box?
Oh,
service
that
medals.
was it. I
What's
forgot.
in the box today?
Oh, is that like a kid show?
Yeah, it was in the 2000s.
Guys, I'm trying to act cool in front of
Claudia.
Beck. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to act cool in front of
Keep-
Claudia now.
keep
Don't worry,
trying.
The horse is bolted.
Aw.
I'm going to see if she'll love me.
Do you love me?
Do you love me? Do you love me? Hang
Okay,
on.
stop. We're
Do
going to get
you love
copyrighted.
me?
Do you love me?
Do you love me?
Now that I can
dance. Watch me now.
dance.
Where's
was
Patrick Swayze when you need him?
Dead.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yes.
High five.
I know.
Oh, too soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Too soon. He
audible
died
high
like 3 years
five.
ago, didn't he?
No, 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah, he
Wow.
died in 2009.
No, I was thinking about Nick.
Did he?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just spoke to him yesterday.
Oh,
Oh.
I know.
Yeah, well, that's what a Ouija
He
board will
was my
get you.
favourite actor.
Ouija
I
board,
know.
you mean the
Yeah.
board game from Milton Bradley?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, no, I was thinking about Nicholas Tesla when the doctor went
gonna
high
say-
five.
Oh, right.
And then
Oh, I
too
see.
soon.
Right.
You were
I thought
gonna
you were
say
saying.
Nicolas Cage.
I thought you were going to say Nikola Tesla, who died in 2009.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, no. Did I say Nicholas? Nicola.
Yeah.
Nicola.
Nikola Tesla.
Nicola.
Do you know
All right.
anything about Nikola Tesla? Or are you still thinking about? What are you
Yeah,
doing on
she-
your phone?
she's reading my
Oh,
notes.
okay, right.
She has
I'm
no-
doing my homework.
She's reading,
She's staying on topic.
she's
Oh my
reading
gosh.
anything that's not to do with Doctor Who. Yeah.
You kind of look like you were like, does anything in my notes help me for what the fuck they're talking about? I have no idea what they're
Where am I
talking
up
about.
to? Are we
Patrick
still on the same
Swayze,
episode?
what?
I didn't see him in the episode.
Oh, that would be so good.
Be weird.
Ooh.
I've seen Ghost. Anyway.
Yeah.
The Judoon send a warning that time is running out, but Lee wants the silver box that Ruth has never seen before.
Yeah, and that just made it even more
Solidified.
Yeah, solidified for me that it's Lee. Ruth is an innocent bystander.
Yeah.
She's going to die.
I've never seen it before, and now you really want it, Lee. What are you talking
Why
about?
are you being so crazy about it?
He tells the doctor to take Ruth and escape so that he can talk to the Judoon. Yaz and Ryan offer to be the liaison/distraction, but I teleported after letting in the Judoon.
Yeah, so I assumed they went where Graham went.
To a farm, yeah.
Yes, to a farm. No, to see Captain Jack.
Lee texts Ruth before the Judoon enter, and he surrenders to them.
Yes. That was a really interesting
Mm.
text. And then she sees a lighthouse. And I went, okay, that doesn't make any sense to me either, but we'll see.
Some people have pointed out that it's a building that has a light on top of it that
like-
helps people who are in trouble.
Like the TARDIS.
Like the TARDIS.
Oh.
Yaz and Ryan teleport onto Captain Jack's ship, and he thinks Yaz is the doctor.
Why didn't we kiss Yaz? I'm so disappointed.
Is that a fantasy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
He has to kiss everyone.
Yeah.
You have a fantasy about kissing Yaz, don't you?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, I do.
Yaz.
Fucking hell. Jesus.
Yeah. I haven't really thought about it, but I will now. I'll tell you next week how it worked out.
Your
for me.
fantasies take a long time to think about, don't
You know,
they?
I've really got to plan around them.
I've got to put candles on.
Yeah,
I've got to have
time. Yeah.
got to be music. You've got to have the right location.
wine in the bath,
You know, that sort of stuff.
Bath of wine.
bath of wine,
Wine in the bath.
and then drinking bath water.
Ugh.
Like you wouldn't drink the bath water from Claudia's B&B in Boston, would you?
Boston.
not-
Gloucester.
No, Boston when she was in Boston.
Brooklyn.
Oh,
But
Brooklyn.
definitely not.
Only if you're an online gamer girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a
happened?
gamer girl who
Oh,
sold her
gross.
Her
bath
bath
water.
water. Yep.
Oh no! How did she ship it?
In little,
in little
like
contain- in
jars.
little
Yeah.
jars.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! What world is this?
I
People
don't
actually
know.
bought it.
Don't worry, you'll be
too.
happy to know it completely sold out. So
Yep.
Hey,
Why am I
How-
still a wage slave?
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
How much?
Oh, like $100 a bottle.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah. She goes online and plays video games.
Okay. Well, if we ever get famous, I'm just selling my bath water. And I hate baths. I probably won't even get in it.
Does she play in the bar?
No.
Is she Australian?
No,
No,
she's
she's
American.
I said that would be quite
Yeah.
criminal, being that we're on water restrictions.
Yes, exactly. How full is
Very
that
negligent.
bath,
That's
bitch?
the thing you have a problem
Yep,
with.
yep.
That's
Yeah, I
the
do.
thing.
Yeah.
It does say on the container, "Don't drink this."
You know, every single person drank that shit.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you know what I do because I hate baths? I just get Dave to get in and then sell it as my water. And
No, but
one
she's
would know.
videoed herself getting into the bath so that people know that it's actually her bath water.
Oh, could I just video myself looking wet standing next to it?
I'm assuming she had a shower. Like she would have a shower and then have the bath.
Nah,
Like
she
an
wouldn't.
onsen.
I don't
People
think
sell their
so.
used underwear. So
Oh,
Yeah.
I knew that. I
Who
still
was
find
that guest?
weird.
Gemma Bailey? Who said
Gem? No, that was Kira.
Yeah, Kira
Yeah,
said she
but
was
Gemma said that somebody on her YouTube channel
Oh,
tried getting her
yeah,
to give
that's
it,
right.
give them her underwear.
So do you have any underwear you can give us?
yeah.
No, I do sell kombucha though, which is
It's pretty
fungus.
much the same.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that looks like funky bathwater.
Do you
Yeah.
make your own kombucha
I do make my own kombucha.
and you sell it?
Ooh.
Do you have like a market stall or?
No, I just sell it online.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well,
I
I'll
did
have to
not
put a
know
link
that.
up.
YouTube channel.
Do you have a YouTube channel where you show how to make kombucha?
I do have a channel, but I haven't got a kombucha.
Oh, what do you
making
put on
video.
your YouTube
Oh,
channel?
I haven't done anything for years. It was when I was traveling. I put videos up.
Ah,
Yeah.
this is my bathwater from
Brooklyn.
Boston. This is my bathwater from Brooklyn.
That's where you'll put your video about the coffee from Gloucester.
This
I
is my
do have some
bathwater from
footage of that
Gloucester.
bathroom, but it's not online.
Oh.
That's on your secret channel.
That's
yeah.
on my
If you have to subscribe to get that.
subscribe to episode.
Gross.
It's a bunch of videos of you going, "Hi guys, what's happening? Like and subscribe."
Pretty much.
Yeah, I used to do that too. Yeah.
Maybe could one of our podcasts be filmed and then
Oh,
we
that's a
just
good
wear our own underwear on our heads? Don't have to send it to anyone then?
Strip
wanna wear that
podcast.
We want people to actually watch it.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll wear yours.
Okay,
you
all
wear
right.
theirs. You
I think
wear
the only way we're going to get people to watch it is if you are all naked and I put more clothes on. Graham says that he hopes Jack's kept the receipt for the scoop, and Jack reveals he had a dream about the Doctor with 3 companions. Do you think he was one of the companions, or there were 5 of them?
Oh, it was probably he, Rose, Mickey, and the Doctor, I think.
Oh, that's pretty disappointing.
But
You
Mickey has
included
a thing for not but
Android.
Anne Robinson from the fucking Weakest Link.
Oh,
my God.
Remember that we watched for one episode?
Oh, that's right. That's right. God, I forgot that.
Commander Gat, a humanoid, arrives on Earth to oversee the capture of Lee.
Yes.
Mm.
Oversee the
So I
capture
didn't know she was a humanoid. Oh, I didn't think she was. What do you mean? Oh, looks like a human.
Yeah, she
Okay.
has 2 legs. She walks
Yeah.
around, but
So
she's
I was
a
trying to-
Time Lord basically.
I was trying to work out what is her species.
Yeah.
So obviously Lee wasn't a giant gorilla under that. He was
Human.
he was a human look. So so the aliens were human looking. That's kind of
and
what
that's
I
what a
worked
humanoid
out.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the word.
Just
for
cut
it.
all that crap that I just talked about.
My theory was that she was actually the master.
Ooh.
Ah, I thought she might be the Rani, but everyone thinks everybody's the Rani.
I
so...
thought she might be the worst actor in this episode.
Oh,
She does not. So I'm sorry. Look, I don't mean to be mean, but I think she's talking a lot faster than anyone else, and she's not emoting at all. She's like, "Hello, old friend."
And when she sees the city burning down, she's not that emotional about it.
Oh, I thought she was a little bit emotional then. But...
A little bit, but when your whole city's
Yeah,
burning down,
exactly.
But it's such a Time Lord thing because the Time Lords are pretty cold sort of species, aren't they?
I didn't think she was cold. I thought she was just rushing her line.
Is the Doctor a Time Lord?
Yes. Yes.
Did I say that?
The Doctor's a Time
Okay,
Lord.
so that's a species, Time Lords.
Yeah, and they come from Gallifrey.
Okay.
Yes.
It could be different from Gallifreyans, because Gallifreyans could be different from Time Lords. But it hasn't been established in the series yet.
In one of the Tom Baker ones, there were the people who lived in the city, and then there were the people who lived outside who were the poor and the, dishevelled.
Oh, so maybe it has been established then.
And also in Peter Capaldi's, remember,
Yeah.
he's living on the outskirts with the...
And the orphanage.
Yeah.
In the 50-something years, it has yet to be established.
Yeah, no, it has been established. So there you go. Keep going.
Well, we know it as an orphanage because Peter...
That's all, folks.
Peter Capaldi, because Peter Capaldi goes, food, glorious food.
Oh, gotta tell you.
Yeah.
Gotta tell you.
to tell you.
Guy I work with, James. Hello, James, who listens.
Hi, James.
I met his wife the other day, Mel. She's Scottish.
Hi, Mel.
Great story.
Do you know who her next door neighbour was growing up? Peter Capaldi's wife.
Oh my
I know.
god.
Wow.
I know.
Hi, Elaine Collins. Yes, I know Peter Capaldi's wife's name.
Yes.
So, because you're trying to get rid of her, or
Oh,
Only
years
as
ago, I
Alan
probably
told
was.
you.
Yeah.
only as Alan.
Yes, I thought that was very exciting.
And
But
what we're
anyway.
trying to say is we know Peter Capaldi then. 6 degrees of Peter
separation.
Capaldi.
Yeah. Sad, really, aren't we? Mm-hmm.
Peter Capaldi was in Doctor who knew someone who lived next to his wife.
Yeah.
That's how we're connected.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty close.
So
Pretty
technically,
close.
Claudia knows John Barrowman because
Yeah.
we've
Yeah,
met John
there
Barrowman.
you go.
Yeah. And then John Barrowman knows the Doctor, so we know the Doctor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Heard it here, folks.
Yeah, and if you touch me here, that's where my body pressed against
Nakia,
John
you
Barrowman.
try and do this with every single guest. Stop asking the guests to touch you.
Stop asking them to
I know, I shouldn't point
touch
to
your
my...
milkshakes.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was just like, what the hell are you doing?
That's all right, I don't mind.
Yeah.
I have to tell
I know,
every guest.
I didn't either.
She didn't touch John Barrowman with her lefty, all right? Stop.
I didn't.
You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but if you do want to do it, that's fine.
That's
Patreon,
right.
baby.
We'll do that later, outside the studio.
Okay.
Okay, Gat calls Lee old friend and tells him that they had a funeral for him. Oh, he faked his death.
So obviously they faked their death and escaped to Earth.
Yeah.
And they will work...
They were working for Gat, apparently.
Yes.
For some reason.
Well, working for the Time Lords.
Time
we
Lords
find out
or
later.
Time Agency or...
Time Lords.
Yeah.
It is very hard to leave. That's why they chased the Doctor for quite a while.
Yeah.
So they're not happy when people break ranks.
It turns out the silver box is what led Gat to Lee. It contains his broken service medal. The medal is made of a chronotelluric alloy.
Yeah.
Now, obviously,
Dumbass.
chrono means time, and telluric means something related to Earth, such as a telluric current, which is a current that passes through the ground or water. So it could be a clue meaning time planet, which seems like a reasonable description of Gallifrey.
That's true. That's
Time planet.
Time planet. That would be a great spin-off of Doctor Who.
It would.
Welcome to the Time Planet.
D4WH on the Time Planet.
Time Planet, baby. Time Planet, baby, Time Planet.
Okay, so you really did a lot of research there. Well done.
It takes me hours to do these because I
I
get on
bet.
one word and then I go through this thing and I'm like, I just spent an hour looking up. There's no room for me to put in here.
And somehow it all goes back to cat videos.
Yeah. Whereas I would have seen that word and gone, made up, keep moving.
Well, I knew chrono was time, so I was like,
yeah,
I wonder if
true.
the other thing
They
has
put some
something to
thought into it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good
do.
script
Or, I mean,
writing.
tellurium is an actual metal and it just gets melted down with other metals. So it could just mean a metal.
Yeah, I have to disagree with you on Gat. Her acting didn't jar with me.
Oh, okay.
I found her very... Once I found out she was a Time Lord, I thought, makes sense. They got their sticks right up their asses.
She's
those
not
people.
terrible. There's fine moments, but just compared to other people in the episode,
Oh,
I don't know, she just seems to be rushing her line.
okay. Oh, maybe there was like dinner, tea time at Gallifrey and she had to get home.
Maybe they filmed her scenes last and they were like, we're really going to wrap this
Yeah.
up. Can you just keep going?
Yeah. Maybe she'd parked her TARDIS and it was on a timer and you've got to finish by
She
3.
just turned up by a matter transfer.
Right, and it's going to close at 3 and she'd be stuck there. You know, you got to
Sorry,
think these
love,
things
it's
through.
3:01. You got to go the long way round.
Stay on Earth now.
Gat orders the Judoon to kill Lee, but they want to bring the Fugitive in. She gets them to scan Lee, who comes up as Fugitive Negative. What? What?
I know. As soon as I went, he's not the fugitive? Hang on. Everything in the episode is pointed to
It
it.
turns out the Fugitive was Marcia all
Oh,
along.
and she's dead.
She did.
Was that the missing woman?
Yeah. No, but that was a joke I made. She's not actually the Fugitive.
Oh, okay.
No. No, she's an old lady who knits.
Right, yep.
However, she was, I thought, a bit unreasonably cross
Mm.
about the Judoon thing. I do think if an alien turned up, I'd be a little more humble, trying to sort of disappear into the
No,
background.
she voted Brexit. You know she
Oh,
did.
yeah, that's right.
Yes,
We
she
don't
did.
want any foreigners.
We just want another 20 years before you get to that stage.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
And then
you just
I
gotta
will
hit it at a certain
I will
age.
just look at everybody. Oh,
Yeah,
alien.
I feel like I've already hit that.
Oh.
Even though I'm a fair while away from that
Oh,
age.
God. Jeez, she'll be a pain at 80.
What we don't realise is
Oh.
that a space rhino slept with Marcia's husband, so that's why she's
Ah.
A woman scorned.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know. Don't you hate that?
Barry's not around for you to fuck you fucking space fucks. Gat says faithful companion before she shoots Lee with his own weapon.
So
Because they've had the same training.
Yes, and he is. I started to think faithful companion to Ruth, and then I'm thinking, hang on, what's the story with Ruth? Ruth, I like saying Ruth. Ruth.
Jeez, you're going to set Archie off in a second now.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
He'll come
Archie,
down. Scratch.
Archie the dog.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's what I call right one. My right milkshake. Archie.
At Gloucester Cathedral, Ruth gets Lee's message. Follow the light, break the glass, happy birthday, X. Wait, is it actually Ruth's birthday?
Yeah.
Well, it might be her
Human
becoming
birthday.
human birthday.
Ah.
The doctors have birthdays?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they must. She must have a birthday at some point.
I mean, Jehovah's Witnesses don't have birthdays.
don't they? How do they know how old they are?
Well, they don't. They think they don't celebrate it. They don't have parties because they think it's a heathenistic thing.
Oh, I just don't do that now because I'm so old. But yeah.
But you still get drunk every night to celebrate your birthday.
Yeah. I always think, now this is, you might have to cut this, but I got to say, this is nothing against Jehovah's Witnesses. However,
Getting ready already.
it does seem to be a religion for tight asses, doesn't it? No Mother's Day, no Christmas presents, no birthdays.
No blood transfusions.
No blood
No blood
transfusions.
transfusions. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if you are a tight ass, you're frugal.
Yeah.
This is the religion.
this is your
for
religion.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm frugal
You don't have
too.
to buy any presents ever.
You mean more than the Amish?
Yeah,
Who
well.
build their own stuff?
Oh, that's true. That is a religion for the frugal, but also who don't get
They
to
seem
enjoy
generous,
television.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They just live
yeah.
within their means.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Witnesses.
Schnitzels.
Yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses. There's the witnesses who knit.
Yes.
They say what? Jehovah's Witnesses, why don't they have sex standing up?
Why?
What?
Because it could lead to dancing.
Prince was a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, all right.
Really?
Really? I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay. There you go.
very strange.
There you
Anyway,
go.
but maybe that's why he didn't like people celebrating his birthday. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't quite understand that. But anyway, that's fine. Do what you want. Whatever floats your boat, blows your hair back. Go for it.
Oh, okay. Well, it's got to do both of those.
Both of them.
I've been doing sex all wrong.
Yeah. If it doesn't float your boat and blow your hair
I
back.
don't even own a boat.
Do you own a goat though?
Yeah. If it floats your goat, it's a witch.
I can
Sorry.
tell you, sex with me has never been goat. So,
Yeah. Swimming the witches. Right.
swimming the witches.
Yeah. Yeah. If your goat floats.
Swimming the bitches.
Wow, it's so strange that you know what my fetish is. Swimming with witches.
Swimming the witches.
I'm so glad this is getting cut.
They are cornered by the Judoon like a loon in a saloon.
Ooh.
They show that they've executed Lee, which means that the fugitive is
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Ruth goes full Bourne identity and holds the Judoon captain hostage.
Holy shit, it's Jason Bourne.
I
Yeah.
like the way the doctor says before you went Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
So what did you think?
Do you know who Jackie Chan is?
I do know.
What did you think when she just suddenly went into this flipping people karate for the Judoon?
Chop.
Was that in the church?
Yeah, it was on the
Yeah.
episode.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
it
you would
was
have been
cool.
thinking about Gloucester again because they were
Yeah,
in the
it
church.
was. Yeah.
And you were like, oh, can you
I
do
think by
flips in
this stage
Gloucester
I was
Church?
thinking The Sound of Music because it reminded me of when they were hiding in the convent in the chapel in the nunnery at
I
That's
haven't
right.
actually seen
How do
The
you
Sound of
solve a
Music
problem
before.
like Maria?
Yeah, I liked the
Send
bit
a
where they
fucking
ripped the horn
ninja.
off Rolf.
Yeah, well, I
yeah.
thought these
Yeah.
space
Yeah.
rhinos are better than the Nazis at
Yeah.
finding people in a church.
They truly they are.
Where she goes, wax on, horn off.
I did
Horn
like
off.
the
on, horn off.
lighting and atmosphere of the church. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
It was
definitely-
a very cinematic feel. I mean, I've said that about a lot of this season, but it was so well lit and it was so well directed. And the Ruth, I was shocked with the Ruth going into a full Jason Bourne. And then, it's not so hard to rip the horn off a rhino.
Yeah, well, I was talking to previous guest Dan Dennis, and he basically said it must be really hard to get purchase on that tiny little horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
It
know,
came up
but-
very easily.
Yeah.
It did.
Did it bleed?
No, there's no blood. It was just the
I
snap of the
felt
horn.
really sorry for the rhino.
I did too. I thought,
It was
you
just
know.
she was just doing her job.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're going home and, you haven't got your horn and everyone's making fun of you.
what did
Yeah.
she do with the horn?
Yeah, well,
Sell
that's
it for
right.
ivory?
Did she make, piano keys out
She
of it?
ground it up and snorted it. It's apparently supposed to be an aphrodisiac in the Time Lord culture.
I do that.
If you fill it with cow dung
Mm.
and bury it in the ground, it's a biodynamic soil practice.
Oh.
Not necessarily rhino horns, but just
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
any horn.
livestock
Rhino
horns.
attached to it when you do it, or?
No, just the horn.
Oh,
What-
okay.
Wait, so
Okay.
what happens to the horn when you bury it in
Oh,
dung?
it's a long process,
Right.
but you get usually a bull horn,
Yeah.
and it's hollowed out because the horn has, I guess,
Blood
live
going
material.
through
it, Yeah.
and you get-
like marrow.
Yeah, marrow.
Do you suck the marrow from it, or just let
Probably.
it dry
Probably you
out?
would. And then you fill it with manure and
Hmm.
bury it in the soil. I can't remember what season you bury it. Then you leave it for 6 months or something and dig it all up.
Hmm.
And then it's almost like a soil enriched marrow inside it then. And then you can use it for sprinkling on plants, and it's a very
Wow.
organic
Bone and marrow, like what you put on
Like
your
blood
garden.
and bone.
No,
Yeah, blood and bone. That's it. Yeah,
Except that stinks.
Well, that's
Oh.
different, but yeah, it's biodynamic
wow.
practice.
And this is why we bring
Popularized
Claudia?
in Germany
Oh,
by
really?
Rudolf Steiner.
Steiner.
Ah.
Don't.
Shout out for Steiner!
Steiner.
Was he drinking a Stein at the time?
Now I've got flashbacks to blood and bone on gardens.
That is not something you usually see Costa from Gardening Australia doing.
No, it's a little bit left.
Actually,
lefty.
that's quite interesting. I mean, if you're on a farm and you've just got horns lying around,
Would
that's
you
what
say
you
you're a
can do
bit
with them.
horny?
Yeah.
Get out.
I know.
Yeah, but that's quite like that. I mean, don't take it off endangered species.
No,
But,
not
yeah.
rhino. Not
Yeah.
space rhinos.
Not space rhinos.
On Jack's ship, Ryan and Jack are trading barbs. Jack says they're mouthy. Ryan says they're a one-up from Cheesy. And Ryan is now Jack's favourite.
I really like that. And
Yeah.
it's very, very reminiscent of Mickey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say maybe Ryan is Jack's Nubian prince.
Now he's my favorite.
Ruth remembers a lighthouse where her parents lived, died, and were buried. So they head there, the doctor testing Ruth to see how well her memories hold up.
So she obviously did not have parents. She has a memory of having parents, but
She
she
would have
didn't.
parents at some point.
Yeah, but they're not buried
No,
there,
they're not
remember?
buried. There's no grave. There's
yeah.
just the one grave.
That's right. And when the doctor became John Smith, he had a memory of his parents and where he grew up.
Yeah.
But he had never had parents or grown up there. So
Where does the memory come from then?
The chameleon
the
arch.
chameleon arch.
Oh, okay, that
Makes
makes
them
sense.
Yeah.
That's the thing I have an issue
Yeah.
with.
I know.
Sorry,
I know
guys.
how much sense it makes.
Every time I ask a question, it just opens so many more questions.
No, so what this does is they put it on and it rewrites all of their DNA and biology so that they are human, and it gives them a false memory.
Okay.
And you only do it if you are trying to hide from someone who needs the Time Lord part of you, or if you're on the run, I guess. But for the Doctor originally
or if you've had
to
a big
do
Sunday,
it, yeah. For the Doctor originally do it, there was some people that were trying to, or a species that were trying to kill him to get his lives so that they could live forever, but they caused chaos. So he had to rewrite himself and hide as a human. So it embeds a false memory, and they have no idea that they're not who they think they are, like Ruth. Ruth thinks she's Ruth, but she obviously did not have parents.
Can I ask? So the Judoon and the Doctor both talk about Ruth having a biological shield, but she doesn't need a biological shield because the chameleon arch rewrites her DNA to make her human. So why?
But maybe it does create a shield while doing that. I don't know. But she said you used a chameleon arch, so...
Yeah, I know that, but then the Judoon say, oh, we've broken through the biological shield and now we know you're Time Lord. But it says that it rewrites its DNA.
Adam, look, there's a degree at the Gallifreyan University on chameleon arches and bioshielding that I did, that you didn't get to do, remember, because they wouldn't let you in. And I can tell you that it's pure science, and your questions are embarrassing now because you just don't understand.
Adam, if you have any more embarrassing questions, I'm happy to ask them on your behalf. I've embarrassed myself enough.
Thank you. So
you never embarrass yourself in front of us.
You never say that to me.
No, you're always embarrassing. Gotta be nice to Claudia. I wanted to come back again. Try to get one that's not.
Oh, you don't want me to come back again?
Oh,
no, Jesus!
You're always coming.
Well, I hope you and Claudia enjoy that your D4WH podcast.
Yeah, it will be a weird one when I go. So
once we actually
Claudia.
get back onto the topic,
there'll be some great dynamic there.
Yeah.
I thought it was strange when I messaged you, Claudia, and you said, "Oh, you're still on the podcast? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, sure, I'll turn up."
Really? Is it something else? Is anything more interesting now?
Nah, unfortunately.
All right.
On the stolen spaceship, the anti-theft nanogenes are about to attack always the nanogenes, like his first episode. The nanogenes.
But the nanogenes were fixing people in his first episode.
Yes. Well, not really. They were turning them into monsters.
That's true. Well, they fixed Rose and then turned everyone else into monsters. But there you go.
Jack sets the scoop to send Yaz, Ryan, and Graham back to Earth, but wants them to relay a message to the Doctor. When she needs him, he will be there.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Chris Chibnall has already pointed out that Captain Jack will not be back this season.
Oh.
Yeah, that really worries me. So maybe it's next season. I think that this thread is going to continue over for 2 seasons. So when we bring Claudia back for the next season, she'll understand there's a thread going on.
If she needs him, he will come.
Yeah.
Oh, he always comes first.
I
Remember Bad Wolf?
Yeah. I so want to see he and
Him
the
come.
Doctor together. No. I don't want to see him come. I want to see how he interacts with Jodie and how Jodie interacts with him.
Yeah, it was really sad. Obviously, the
Teasing
scheduling wouldn't have worked out if he wasn't actually in the episode.
Oh,
with
no, I
Jodie.
just assume that they basically wanted
It's a tease.
Yeah, I thought they wanted the comedians, the companions doing something else because the Doctor has to go through that arch, and they said, well, what do we do? Okay, well, let's just have them teleported somewhere else. I think it was actually a story thing. I think if Chibnall wanted to write a bit where they had met, he would have done it.
Yeah. I think it's set up as a tease for
Matter of
fans.
convenience.
Yeah, I think it's a great way. A lot of times when they wanted the companions to do something else, they come up with a B story that's really pissy. But this is a B story that got the fans and,
Can I say, I love the B story of this episode because it is just as engaging as it needs to be.
Absolutely.
The problem with some of the episodes, like The Power of Three, and maybe, somewhat with the last episode, Nikola Tesla, is the scorpion creatures, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
But the Judoon are back, the B story is good enough that you get involved, and then when it turns, you're like, oh, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't realize.
It's got enough twists and turns.
Although, what I was thinking, would you guys be interested in the B story if it didn't include Captain Jack? That was
Well-
the question that I was really answering, like trying to get an answer for, because I feel like I probably wouldn't have enjoyed the B story if it wasn't with Captain Jack.
No,
I feel like it would
yeah.
have been really boring.
Captain Jack did make that good, but they were building up the suspense that of the Cybermen. They probably would have worked on that more if it had been someone else scooping them up, and they wouldn't have spent as much time playing around with Jack. But I still think that it does, for me, because I don't like the Cybermen. I think they're boring as shit. So for me, it made me go, okay, I'm now curious about what this lone Cyberman story is going to be. Whereas people say the Cybermen are back, and I kind of go, oh, great.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
think those
delete,
scenes
delete.
were about the message that he was relaying, and they said, well, how do we make this more exciting? Do we just create a new character that no one cares about? And they said, no, let's bring someone back.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
perfect thing to do. I mean, they could have brought back Riversong as well. It would have worked.
yeah. Captain Jack tells them to beware the lone Cyberman, but realizes they don't know what a Cyberman is. I thought that was
Yes.
nice.
Do you know what a Cyberman is?
I was going to say, I feel an affinity with these people.
Cybermen are,
People who comment on things online.
yeah, they used to be us, and there's a whole backstory.
They used
but
to be
I won't,
Mondasians.
I won't tell you that. Well, they were us on the moon,
Okay.
but yeah.
Humans.
Yes.
They're
But
now-
they've had all of their emotions removed. And
Oh, God.
They're like
they walk around
robots.
in a silver suit. And all they want to do when they meet humans is cut all their emotions out and make them these metallic AI-looking creatures.
What's
Upgrade.
their function? What do they do?
To upgrade.
To upgrade everyone, to take away
and
pain.
delete.
And delete.
And they just live on another planet, on the moon.
Well,
Well, they're trying to infect everywhere.
yeah,
Hmm.
they used to live on the moon, but it doesn't matter. Wherever they go, they think everybody should be a Cyberman. So you know those people who think
They're
everyone
like
should agree with them?
proselytizers.
Yeah. So they're like any fanatic.
JWs.
Yeah, they want everyone to join their group. So.
I ended up drawing a picture of a Cyberman wearing a jumper knitting on our Facebook page the other day.
It has nothing to do with the podcast. You just decided to do that.
Oh, yeah, totally.
yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't one of your stupid ideas that I decided to draw.
It's
No.
all right, I'm joking.
I was going to say, didn't you come up with one for the Cyberman? But yours was Dalek,
Dalek
breath,
breath, yeah.
which
Dalek
is
breath,
still
Dalek
one of my
breath.
favorites. Yeah. Oh God, she's got Dalek breath.
I'm sorry, I had a whole garlic bread before I came over. So.
A whole Dalek.
A whole Dalek bread.
Yeah, just an alien spread across some bread.
Yum.
Crunchy.
Num 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 num. Crunchy and hateful.
Mm.
He says, to defeat them, the Alliance sent the lone Cybermen across time and space. Could them be the Time Lords?
Ooh.
Was their plan to get the Master to destroy the time? I don't know, you know.
I don't know. There's got to be
'Cause
something.
he
The Master's
distinctly
going
says
have
to
to come
defeat
back.
them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe it could be the Doctor and the fam.
Or it could be Time Lords.
Yeah, it could be Time Lords. Now, the Alliance is a reference to the Pandorica Opens, when
Oh,
an
yeah.
alliance of the Doctor's enemies tried to stop the end of existence by locking the Doctor up in the Pandorica.
Well, maybe the Alliance is still chasing the Doctor.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
The lone Cyberman, don't give it what it wants. Now, there are a lot of theories that the lone Cyberman has been built out of a previous companion of the Doctor. Could death be the thing that it wants?
Bill Potts?
Could be Bill Potts? Upgraded Bill
Danny
Potts?
Pink.
Danny Pink.
Danny Pink.
I don't like him.
Because I was thinking,
Oh, I liked
when
Danny.
Jack says, don't give it what it wants, it would be easy to have an episode where it's like, quick, we gotta stop the Cyberman and also destroy it. But if it turns out that the Cyberman is someone that she cares about,
Yeah.
and that Cyberman wants to die, well, the Doctor's not going to do that. She's not going to do that to someone she cares about.
Or it wants something that's going to be a moral dilemma.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
what
not
I
going to
thought.
say, well, I want ice cream. No, I'm sorry, I can't give it to you. You know, it's
But
it's
I
not gonna be
really
that
want
big.
ice cream. Oh, okay.
All right.
I
You're
want
gonna-
a paddle pop.
Gonna look at me with those sad metallic eyes.
What's your favourite ice cream, Claudia?
I like coconut ice cream.
I'm not a huge fan of coconut.
Oh, no?
Oh, coconut
Not
in
coconutty
anything.
for coconuts.
Wow, how do you survive when everything's got coconut in it
Yeah.
these days?
Oh, I mean, I can eat it. Like, I'll eat
Oh,
a
just-
Lamington, but
yeah.
I'm just not a huge
Oh,
fan.
yeah.
I'm not going to buy stuff that says, taste a lot like coconut. Okay.
anything.
What about yours, Nicchia?
I was going to say anything with coconut in it is good. But mine would be caramel. My favourite ice cream was a Fudgy Wudgy, which they don't make anymore.
That is the
Fudgy-wudgy.
cutest name.
They don't make them anymore, but they were caramel ice cream with caramel chocolate and coconut.
Coconutty.
I used to like Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, so did I, yeah.
Too sweet, I think. But yeah, a Fudgy Wudgy or a Pink Panther. How about you? What's yours?
I like anything with chocolate in it, but I'm probably impartial to Milo cups or Maxi Bonds.
Ooh. I haven't had a Milo cup.
Oh, I love Milo cups.
Maxi Bonds are so difficult to eat.
All
In
right.
one mouthful?
Yeah.
Adam,
No.
what's yours?
I like a good
McDonald's ice cream cake.
McDonald's. Yeah, exactly.
Remember those?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. They
God.
sell like similar cakes to those in
Oh,
the
do they?
supermarkets
Oh,
now.
cool.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, they used to have Dolly Varden ice cream cakes.
Oh, I've heard
And
of
it
that.
had the ice cream skirt with a doll in the middle. And you got to keep the doll.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
was
that's
talking
incredible.
about Dolly Dusters the
And
other
it
day.
took forever. You know, you'd have to order it and, we're out in the farm. And I had one for my 10th birthday and I nearly wet my pants.
Yeah, you would have
when
been
I
so
saw
excited.
that.
We used to get the Frodo Frog ice cream cakes.
Oh, okay.
Or
I've had one of those.
ones from Home Ice Cream because Home Ice Cream's
Yeah.
headquarters
Oh, yeah.
is in Toowoomba.
Yeah, yeah.
I have 2 friends that I used to work with at BP, and we would go out and have gay times. We would have to go out.
Hey, look-
And what kind of ice cream did you have?
What you get up
What
to
you do with your
is,
friends
it's
is-
just up to you. That's
Gay
fine.
time ice creams. But I just remember in the 70s, the ad used to
Hard
be...
to have a gay time on
It's
your
hard to
own.
have a gay time on
It's
your
still
own.
that, yeah.
But we'd sit there
Genius.
and we'd eat our gay time ice creams going, it's hard to have a gay time
Oh, you'd have
on
2
your
gay times
own.
at once?
Yeah, double
yeah.
fisted.
I like to do that. And my friend, Kobe is her name, she got specially made golden gay time earrings for me to
Oh,
wear.
cool.
Oh,
She's
wow.
just the sweetest thing. Yeah. And anyway, yeah, so we used to go out and we'd
the
have
sweetest thing.
we'd have gay times.
We here at D4WH do endorse gay times.
Absolutely.
Both the ice cream and the practice.
Exactly. And it's always
Both
hard
at the
to
same
have
time.
always hard to have a gay time on your own.
Ruth says, I don't know why I'm trusting you. And the doctor replies, as she always does, I've just got one of those faces. Yes, your face.
Yeah, that's right. She's trusting it because it's her.
At the lighthouse, Ruth puts a fire on whilst the doctor goes to the top of the lighthouse. She sees a single gravestone and investigates, but it's blank.
That is actually one of my favourite shots.
Yeah.
The doctor standing up there.
It's
It was in the
beautiful.
trailer.
When
yeah.
It is beautiful. And, it doesn't really further the story very much, but, kudos for putting that shot in.
It's
great.
the tourism of the UK again.
It is. It is.
Gloucester.
You could probably stay in that lighthouse on Airbnb.
I bet you started Googling
I was
B&Bs,
Googling Dorset by this stage.
staying in lighthouses.
Yeah. That is one of my fantasies.
Yeah, so we watch Doctor Who for the sci-fi. You watch it for the tourism.
I do, yeah.
I was going to say, because they film in different places, you might find out, like, this lighthouse is actually in Spain or
Yeah, I
something.
did literally say that to someone yesterday when a friend asked me what I was doing today. And I said, I had to watch this Doctor Who episode, but I really like the scenery.
Did your friend go, oh,
I don't know what the
poor
plot
thing.
was about, but it looked beautiful.
She's like, tell me more about Gloucester.
Yeah, that's right.
Ruth hears voices telling her to break the glass, and she does, causing a wave of energy to hit her. Did you see the Gallifreyan symbols around the break glass button?
Yeah.
I
The
didn't,
second
actually.
Yeah, I
time.
saw it the second time.
I'm
yeah.
not. The
Ah.
first time I didn't know, was she unleashing some sort of evil?
Yeah.
Was it a plague, pestilence?
Yep.
Second time I went, aha, I see it.
I basically assumed straight away, like, when they're just like, oh, yeah, go break the glass. I was just like, yeah, of course that's the chameleon arc. Of
Oh,
course she's-
okay, well, fine.
I actually did-
You had a ruined for you. So.
Yeah.
No, the only thing I had ruined was Captain Jack.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And then she got a gun. I went, oh, fuck, this is not
Yeah,
going
and
well.
she gets changed, yep.
Yeah. Jodie's going to die.
I
How good
did-
was that outfit?
Oh, so good.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
Incredible.
I did
Great
think
costume design.
that she
Loved
was
it.
possibly the master, not the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
As soon as she picked up the gun, I was just like, is this the master? Because why would the doctor have a gun?
Yeah, or is this the Rani? That's another thing.
See, I have no idea what the Rani is
yeah,
still.
because that's classic
so,
her.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to find out if someone has already started, like, trying to find where the shirt came from or the pattern, and no one's taught. Like, I want that shirt.
It was-
that costume. It's so cool.
Yeah.
You know, and
very,
she
very
goes to
powerful.
the cupboard and she's pulling stuff out. And I'm thinking, oh, she's going to be pulling out some weird-ass thing.
Black leather.
And then she comes out in
Give
this
suit.
great outfit, and you go, oh, she's got to be a Time Lord. So I was thinking,
That's
is
exactly what I
she? Yeah.
Oh.
And you thought, great shirt. And
No, I was Googling ASOS. My fingers were getting a workout this episode.
oh, black pants. They're
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
that's right.
Judoon pants? Where do I find those?
You don't.
Yeah, rhino mask.
Yeah, ASOS in Dorset. There's a lot of Googling for you to do. What to do with the rhino horn? How
that's
to,
right.
How to rip one off.
How do I acquire a life?
Yeah.
How do I get well life for my friends
Yeah.
who keep asking me on this Doctor Who podcast?
How do I make sure they never invite me here again?
That's right. How do I fake my own death?
We'll find you if you keep your
Just to
service
get out of
medal.
a podcast.
It's
Maybe instead of a service medal, that's what our badges are
yeah.
for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how we
that's
find
right.
you. There's a tracker on there. Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you, if resurrection was more prevalent, you could have done it. But once you fake your own death, you know, you've got to
You can
kind
just
of
say no.
disappear.
You don't have to kill yourself.
I feel
That's a little extreme.
I feel
We're
a
not
bit
that
bad.
bad, are we?
When I'm drinking the cyanide, I'll be like, I have to kill myself.
Yeah. I could have said no, but I don't want to upset anyone.
Why am I an obliger?
Yeah.
But I was going to say, it's like Romeo and Juliet. We turn up and we're like, no,
Yeah,
Claudia. And we pick up a knife, we stab ourselves, and
Yeah.
then you wake up, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Well, now I don't have to be on the podcast, so I don't need to kill myself anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I just roofied myself up, people. I'll be out of it eventually.
Ruth introduces herself to the Doctor as the Doctor, and the collective Who fandom loses their minds. This is the biggest reveal of the series so far.
Yes. And she calls the TARDIS
A ship.
a ship, which the first Doctor did. Only the first in the 60s. No one
Ship.
called
Yeah.
it a ship.
The Who fandom is in meltdown.
So
Yeah.
that means she's from the past.
Yes, but usually the Doctor remembers her past.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And she has no
But then people are also
idea.
pointing out that the TARDIS only became a police box after the first Doctor stole it, because
Yes.
we saw Stephen Moffat showed the Doctor getting into a TARDIS that he stole.
But we've never seen it be anything but that except on Gallifrey. So there's also as I pointed out, there's a classic series, The Brain of Morbius, when the Doctor and Morbius, who's a hilarious looking character, if you ever get to watch that, he's like stuck together with all sorts of things. And he's not intentionally hilarious, by the way. They're having a mind off, and he's trying to push the Doctor back through all of his regenerations. And he's the fourth Doctor, and it shows you the third Doctor, the second Doctor, the first Doctor, the ones that we know, and then it shows 8 other people's faces that you've never seen
Oh.
in period costumes. So there is a precedence that there's been something else.
That's
so
interesting.
watch the last episode of The Brain of Morbius. You can watch the whole thing. Quite funny. But yeah, so it pushes it, and it shows you 8 faces you've never seen in different period costumes. And so I always remember thinking, well, who are those Doctors?
Yeah.
So I wonder whether there's some point where he had a previous cycle of regenerations and the Time Lords wiped his memory, or I don't know. But it has been set up. So this is, then we're not mucking around with the canon too much. That's what I like.
The other theory is that it's between the second and the third Doctor, because after he got exiled to Earth, maybe he changed and then ran away and then got captured again, put on Earth. And
Well, and that's true. Second and third, it could be. We've seen him go from the first to the second, but they made him change in
or
the second
the other
into
theory
the
is
third.
between the third and the fourth, because apparently the third Doctor, they could have contracted, the Time Lords could have contracted the third Doctor to go off and be an agent for them. And
Yeah, I know, but we've seen, the only one we haven't seen is the second Doctor changing into the third. Because
Right,
I've seen the
so it must
third
be that
change
one.
into the fourth into the fifth, although you had the Watcher. So it could be something to do with the
Or
Watcher.
the Valeyard. People think it could be the Valeyard, because
Fuck the Valeyard.
it could work.
Hate the
It
Valeyard.
could work in that set rotation if you say that the Meta-Crisis Doctor wasn't an actual regeneration, which I think they could
I
get
think you
away
could
with it. Yeah.
easily say that. But
Don't worry, Claudia. I'm just as lost as you are.
yeah, sorry, we're really getting into the nerd here
Outside of the series itself, does it mean Jodie Whittaker is leaving?
now. No, she's
No.
got another season after this.
Oh, okay.
So what they're doing is trying to, and it's good because
Future-proof it or
because a lot of times with the Doctor, you get a lot of the standard. This is the bog standard Doctor Who episode. There's a baddie. They do this. They do
Yeah.
that, and that's great, and that's what we expect. But it's really nice that every now and then they shake you up by changing the mythology.
Okay.
And a show that's nearly 60 years old now
Yeah.
it's good to be able to do that, to be able to change up the mythology. And so what they've done is made us go,
So you'll probably never see that actress again?
you could,
Hopefully.
you couldn't. We
She
don't
was really
know.
good.
I think we will.
love to
I hope
Style.
that Big Finish snaps onto her and
Yeah. So
starts
there's
doing audio plays.
they do audio plays, and anyone who's left Doctor Who can go back and do audio plays as their doctor with their companions. Doesn't matter how old and fat they get, they still are the voices.
There's
the
even
same.
hope for me,
So, and they add new stories.
Yeah, okay.
And so they have, really good ones, and they'll sometimes change the mythology. So this was what I would call in 60 years one of the biggest game changers I've seen in a while.
All right.
So
I would
very
not be
exciting.
adverse to her being a future Doctor.
Yeah,
Our
she's
Doctor
awesome.
doesn't know.
I wouldn't be adverse to seeing. I certainly know. I think she'll come back.
Yeah.
She has to come back because that has to be explained. But do it over a couple of seasons.
black Doctor?
No,
No, and that's the other thing is
We've
people.
never had a Doctor of Color.
No.
And Jodie was the first woman. But
And people complained when she changed into Jodie Whittaker. Oh, it can't
I
be
bet.
a woman. Blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Well, now if Joe Martin
yeah,
is the name of the actor, if that was the actor who, if the Doctor was a black woman before she turned into a white man, well then it's like, aha,
Yeah.
she's already a woman.
The origin.
yeah.
Oh, they're
Peter-
going to be so butthurt, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Peter Capaldi sort of hints at sometimes about. I think when he says the Master and I were friends, I think he was a she or I was a she.
Yeah, and there's one point where the Master goes, "Oh, I've known the Doctor since she was a little girl."
Yes. So there you
So-
go.
And we know the Timeless Child is a little girl.
Yes.
I really hope the Doctor isn't the Timeless Child, but it looks like it could be.
Well, and look, if the Doctor is the Timeless Child, I hope it's good.
Yeah.
I hope it's a good story behind it.
The fugitive Doctor teleports them into the TARDIS, which looks very 60s inspired.
Yeah, it's got to be,
Yes.
it's got the round things.
The Doctor reveals she's also the Doctor, and the fugitive Doctor assumes that the Doctor is in her future. It's a time we really won't be talking about it.
Yeah, but
But-
what I like is she's quite curt, like the first Doctor.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah,
bit of
sure.
Capaldi, William Hartnell. She doesn't
Get
take
out
a
of
lot
my
of
shit,
Get out of my.
please.
She's got the dark glasses, which I really
I get a real
like.
Whoopi Goldberg feel from her.
Yeah, and she kind of talks down. The first Doctor
Yeah.
would talk down to the companions. So
But it
I
reminds me
like
of the
that.
interview that Whoopi Goldberg did with David Tennant, where
Oh,
she
yeah.
said she wanted to be the Doctor.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's like.
Yeah, she would have been great.
Then we can actually have Patrick Swayze as the
Yes.
Doctor.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then,
Kinda claiming-
I thought you were going to
ghosts-
say Patrick Stewart, and I would be
No.
totally okay with
I
that.
mean, yeah, that
Oh,
too.
me
but-
too. Make it so.
Make it so.
Number
Rory.
one.
Make it so, Sonic Screwdriver. But she doesn't know what a Sonic Screwdriver is.
Exactly, and that didn't come about until...
Well, the first Doctor had a Sonic Screwdriver.
The first?
Mm.
I don't remember it.
Oh, maybe
but
it wasn't
then
the first. Maybe it was the second.
I thought it was...
Yeah, I think it was the
The
second.
second had a piccolo.
Same thing.
He used to play. I thought it was the third or fourth. Oh, well, I could be wrong. I mean, I wasn't alive for the first two. So, well, yeah.
I realised that they would just mention the name of an episode, and I thought it was the first Doctor, but it might not have been.
I would Google it, but I haven't got my phone on me.
We're running out of time.
All right,
The
go.
fugitive Doctor is pursued by Gat, who she used to work for. It was a job, but not one you apply for, and not one you can ever leave.
Which means you're a Time Lord. You work for the Time Lords. They don't like you to leave ranks. That's what I thought.
The Doctor realizes the fugitive Doctor used a chameleon arch to hide her memories, and Lee was her protector. The fugitive Doctor awards her 5 points, but the Doctor does points.
She don't do points. I do points.
I love the way
She
Joe
says
Martin
to her
says
companions,
that. 5 points.
5 points to you. And she goes, am I doing points? How many points is that? So,
You don't do points. I do points. That's my thing.
and I love it when they're talking in sync.
Yeah.
And they're coming
Same
up with these
brain.
like, same
Oh, that
brain.
is so
that was
difficult to do
Yeah.
as an actor.
It was really well done.
The Judoon have found the TARDIS and tractor beam them aboard the ship. The fugitive doctor picks up her big-ass laser rifle and meets with Gat and the Judoon.
That really, because the Doctor doesn't do weapons, that was really a confronting moment. But then the first Doctor did do weapons.
She reveals later on, she goes, I know the Doctor doesn't do weapons. So what I assumed was that the Doctor doesn't do weapons. The only reason she's got that weapon is because she took it off Gat.
Yeah, I also know that the first Doctor was not adverse to a bit of violence.
Oh,
so,
yeah. It was the 60s.
Yeah. So if you weren't stabbing people, you weren't living. Or was that taking drugs? Anyway, one of them.
The Doctor and Gat do that contact thing from Spyfall, and Gat fires a laser rifle, but it backfires and kills her.
Yeah, and the Doctor does plead with her. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it. And, you know, Gat, she is a smarmy, smug cow,
Bad
isn't she?
actor.
Yeah, bad.
Deserves to die.
She's like Harry Potter from that episode last.
Yeah, exactly. It was written
Yeah.
by the same Vinay Patel.
Yeah.
The fugitive Doctor recalibrates the laser rifle and they get back into their TARDIS and she says, I'm going to drop you off. They say that two Time Lords can't occupy the same space.
And they always say that, but then we have multi-Doctor stories where they do. So the rules are flexible.
Have you seen the 5 Doctors, mate?
Mm-hmm.
The Doctor meets back up with a fam and they reveal the message left by Captain Jack. The Doctor tells them that Ruth was her. She says time is swirling around her and something is coming.
Did you think that she wasn't going to tell them? I thought she wasn't. Yeah.
I was surprised. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then she's quite curt
Yeah.
to them, and I
She's got a lot on her mind.
yeah, but I love that depth that they're showing that because last season I loved her, but she was just too happy, you know, a bit too silly sometimes, and now they're showing that troubled.
I love when they're like supporting her and she goes, look, you don't know. Yeah, she's like, she's like, you don't know, you've only been here 1,000 years.
You don't even
And
know
he
me
goes,
a bit.
don't talk to Ryan like that.
I know.
That's my man. Maybe.
Maybe.
I think you always think Graham's going to die.
Yeah.
I think Ryan's going to die.
Oh, okay.
I'm picking it.
All right. And you think Yaz is going to die?
No, I think Ryan, yeah.
Oh, well, can't have a bet.
I'll say yes.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Okay,
there you go.
yeah. I'm sorry, I'm the odd one out.
Oh shit, no, and it's gonna be Yaz
Shit, no.
because Claudia is the biggest Whovian here.
Yeah, that's right.
She looked at the architecture
it's
and
like
the
when you,
architecture told you
You
Yaz
don't
is
like
gonna
dogs
die.
and they come up to you because you don't like dogs.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, the answer's coming to me because I don't care.
Or like the octopus that predicts the World Cup. Like you're like that. You're just like,
Yeah.
I reckon it'll
Whatever.
be Yaz, and it is.
Yeah.
And we're like, tell us everything.
Claudia is the oracle. Oh god, she'll have to come to every podcast. She will actually commit suicide.
Oh, we hope you don't.
No, ever.
That's my thing. Ryan says,
Oh,
Don't take his thunder.
thunder.
mhm.
Ryan says, you're the woman that brought us together, and Graham adds, I'm the woman who got my wife killed. Oh.
Yeah. Am I right? Am I right?
Am I right? Am I right? But to them, the Doctor is the best person they know. She's their friend, family. An alert sounds, and the Doctor thinks it's the TARDIS siding with the fam. Sliding with the fam, distracting her, but it is showing multiple warnings on different continents on Earth. Just after a Judoon incident, sounds like it needs a quick look. The Doctor pulls a lever on the TARDIS as credit roll, and the credits state, and introducing Joe Martin as the Doctor.
I loved that because that makes her canon.
Official.
Legit.
Yeah.
And Chibnall has said that there's no trickery, there's no
Well, that's
multiple
true.
dimension
He has
trickery.
said that, although first rule of Doctor Who showrunners, they lie.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, that's fine. They do lie. They have to. Fabulous.
All right, score out of 5. Who wants to go first?
Me,
Okay.
5. I loved it. I loved it. Since the Orphan 55 debacle, I have approached the last 2 episodes with some trepidation. Was quite pleased with the one last week, but thought there was still room for
Yep.
improvement. Improvement. Loved it. It really did cater to the Whovians. It did give me a great B story. It gave an arc. It gave more threads to the arc. I did worry that we were getting a non-Whovian here to review it, and how you would probably go in 1 because I don't know what was going on. But still, it'll be really interesting to hear from someone who's not a big Who fan. But 5. I think it will be a classic Go down in history.
Claudia.
I'm going to rate it a 4.
Ooh, that's high.
You
because
enjoyed it even though you didn't understand it?
Yeah, I thought, there was no Wi-Fi and the beds were dirty. But, my Airbnb was a good solid 4. Really.
That's good. Your Dorset Lighthouse?
Sorry, the Doctor Who episode was, I'll look 4 because even though I didn't appreciate the storyline, even though I didn't understand a lot of what was going on most of the time, I could see that it was a really complex weaving of many narratives and characters and in and outs. And yeah, it was production-wise, it was really great to watch.
Yeah, it's like film production.
Yeah, look, I appreciated it on behalf of you guys.
Oh, thank you. I did think it was good. Come on, Adam.
Rebecca?
Oh, Rebecca today.
Rebecca, middle name Wolfenden.
Louise.
Rebecca Louise.
Louise.
Please, Louise.
I give it a 4. Hyperventilate.
Why?
Why? Why 4? I think it did have a really interesting sort of storyline. I'm not sure whether Alan was really necessary. I think it was just...
He was to throw us all off.
Yeah, it was beautiful throw off.
I feel like if he was necessary, he should have had a little bit more of a connection with things. He seemed to be very cautious of what was going on with Lee, but he was just one of those characters who's like, oh yeah, I've got a wacky backstory and they're dead. It just seems to like happen every...
He was just the red herring.
Yeah.
I love
He was the
red
Nick Carraway of the story. Wasn't needed. But yeah, just a 4. I enjoy like the scenery, like Claudia did as well. Like I'm always.
What are you going to Gloucester
Oh,
now?
are the two of you going to Gloucester, are you?
Yeah, we're gonna share an Airbnb.
Yeah.
We're gonna have an absolute ball.
Yeah.
Love it.
Paddling around in the blocked up shower.
Oh no, down the lazy
Tell me all
canals.
about it.
Yeah, we can get one of those
Ew.
canoes on the river.
You're nasty.
You're
Yeah.
nasty.
And then sell the water. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to sell water.
You don't want to sell bottled water.
No.
Okay.
And I'm going to give it a 1. I don't think everyone...
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
a 5 from me. It's
Oh,
the
wow.
easiest 5. As soon as I saw it, it was a 5.
Oh, wow.
And I watched it again to make sure, and then I wrote this thing. It's so good. There's so much happening. Guys, this is my favorite Jodie Whittaker episode so far.
This is my favourite episode from New Who.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I go that far.
No,
but
it is my
it's
favourite.
my favorite.
15 years of episodes that
Yeah.
you've just rated.
Yep, I'm sorry, but I have watched it now. Most New Who, I like it. I watch it 2. If I really like it 3 times. I have watched this every day since, and that to me is huge because a lot of times I watch it a second time because I want to review it.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
And if I've really enjoyed it, I'll kind of do a bit of a flick through and watch the bits I liked for the 3rd time. I've watched it from beginning to end every day since it's been on. And I have...
That is Die Hard.
I love it every time.
Yeah.
And I don't normally do that, so...
And I knew it was going to be 5 because I was looking forward to watching it again. I know I'll watch it again. I know I'll remember it. Like, it is huge.
It's huge.
And it's so well done.
Yep.
I love the mindfuck of
Yep.
this is what the episode is going to be. Haha, rug taken out from under you.
Yep.
I honestly thought, when I watched the episode, I thought it was longer than 50 minutes because I was like, so much is happening and there's still stuff going on.
I know, you kept going, what?
Do you think when the writers wrote it, they thought, this is solid, this is the best episode we've
I
written in a
think
long
they
time?
probably gave themselves clicks for that, I tell you.
They know they're onto a winner.
And then I know that you say Orly as Alan didn't, but I thought the character was a beautiful way of setting up the red herring, but also he didn't ever feel out of place for me in the story.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like they just shoved him in. That's for me.
And because, my mum watches a lot of those old, like, British murder mystery shows that are set in
Your
sleepy
mum?
villages.
Yeah,
Me,
actually,
obviously.
yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. We do our Midsummer Murders podcast next.
But Biggie as Alan, Orly as Alan is that sort of character who's in those things. I definitely agree that the character is not going to age well. Like, when we're looking at it in 20 years' time and hopefully have gotten rid of all harassment whatsoever, we'll be looking at it being like...
yeah.
What plan will you be living on?
And we can hope. But we look at it and go, oh, that's a little bit on the nose. It's like, you should leave her alone. But it is a staple of those shows where it's like, there's he's in love with her, but she doesn't want him, and it's all a big joke between the two of them,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I love it. I love the, it was just to set up Lee as like, oh my god, he knows there's something about Lee.
Yeah.
And the episode was written by Vinay Patel and Chris Chibnall. So Chris Chibnall would have done the Doctor Who stuff. Vinay Patel would have written the other stuff.
She should be writing many, many more. He.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
what I was thinking. I was
I
just
thought
like,
the
wait,
director.
what?
Is the director?
The director's a woman, yeah.
Ah, that's it. Sorry. So I think they should be writing many more.
And to point out, the next 2 episodes are also written by a writer and Chris Chibnall.
Oh, good.
So there could be more stuff coming
Good.
in, more lore, So
Good. I'm really.
next week is Beth Buckingham, who also doesn't know much about Doctor Who.
Well, she has watched the old classics,
Yeah.
so she does have. She watched Doctor Who in the 80s, so
Oh, okay.
she's got a bit more of a background. But yeah, I felt so sorry for you coming in on this
that's
one.
all right.
Thank you so much, Claudia, for joining us.
yeah.
And also, our listeners, we did a poll and we got 20 votes online.
Wow, we're getting more and more votes.
Oh,
20
great.
votes, and 17 of those votes were 5. Hell yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. And 3 of them were a yeah. So that means the average
Well,
score
they all
for...
Beck. BekTech.
One was Matt Ford.
Oh, really?
Wow.
So that gives an average score of 4.85 out of 5. That's
Oh,
pretty high.
solid.
Yeah. So you loved it just as much as we did. It's fantastic.
It was absolutely amazing.
All right, Claudia, thank you once again for joining us. Always
thank
a pleasure
you.
to have you.
It's lovely to come down.
We're looking forward to the holiday snaps from Gloucester.
I'll send them right
Of you dressed up as a
I'll
Judoon.
DM you.
Yeah, and you as a Judoon,
Yeah.
Okay.
but without the rhino head.
No, fo, bro, ho, clo, do, boo, berg.
Play dope.
There is a guy who has not translated, but created a Judoon language.
Oh, good
of
God.
course.
Well, I mean, there are
He needs
people
to
who
get
speak
laid.
Klingon.
Well, I used it to translate the Judoon language on the episode, and it is gibberish. So
Oh, okay.
And you need to get laid.
Yeah. I mean, there are people who speak Elfin from,
Lord of the Rings
Lord of the
and-
Rings. People who speak Klingon from. I don't know why you want to speak Klingon. I mean, really, it's just the most, like.
Banal, prosaic.
Well, it's so harsh.
Oh, okay.
You'd be saying to someone, "I love you," and I want to have your babies, and it's like.
yeah, but they say that about like the Germanic languages as well.
Well, that's true. It can be quite harsh.
Du hast,
Ich liebe dich.
du hast
You
mich.
what? I love you.
Well, actually, du hast means I hate.
Oh,
That's
there
like
you go.
German.
Yeah.
Du hast
Oh,
mich gefragt.
well, I learned German at school.
I would love to. I wanted to learn German so badly.
Oh, really? I went to a Lutheran school,
We
so I
had
think
Chi-
they
we
kind
had
of
Chinese
shoved
and
German
French.
at you.
So-
I had Indonesian and Japanese.
Mm.
Oh.
I worked with a guy who moved over from Germany, and he would talk to his kids in German, his wife in Australian, and he was reading a bedtime story or something. We were over there, and he came out, and I said, "Sounds like you were yelling." He went, "I know." He said, "It's funny, isn't it?" But he was saying when he
I
first
said, all
started,
right, sit down. Du,
when he first
du hast.
started speaking English, when he came over here, he said his mouth would hurt and his face would ache because German, you don't really move your mouth very much.
Ah.
And he said, and he'd be watching a stranger, your tongue come down, and your lips are going around. He's used to it now. But he says whenever he thinks of a
It's
word.
a muscle, isn't it? Or many muscles.
Whenever he sees something, he knows the English word. If he can't remember the German word, he has to go and remember it. And I can understand that because that's his mother tongue. So, that's huge.
That's his mother's
And
tongue.
Claudia,
His mother's tongue.
Germany or Gloucester? Which would you rather visit?
Which would I rather go to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say Germany. Yeah.
I think I'd like to go to
Germany.
Germany.
Yeah.
It's a
Germany.
great place. Yeah.
I think it would be, I think it's very cosmopolitan. And
It's
also,
very vibrant.
there would be looking at that, where it's come from, where the Berlin Wall was, and all of that sort of stuff. I actually think the history would be fascinating.
I'm trying to find that woman who thinks she's married the Berlin Wall. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Berlin Wall, yeah.
I remember when the Berlin Wall came down.
Gosh.
I'm of that age. It was a big deal.
I bet.
It was a big deal. It was a New
You
Year's
were there
Eve.
with the sledgehammer.
No, but I had friends who were there.
Peter Gabriel's
Wow.
Sledgehammer.
I know.
He actually sung at the anniversary of the wall being knocked down.
Built.
No, knocked down because David Bowie was probably too sick with cancer at the time. He sung
Oh.
Heroes on the Wall.
Why? Why did you have to bring up David Bowie being sick with cancer? That's
Yeah.
horrible.
Oh,
Who was the
no.
guy from Baywatch who played there?
David
David
Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff. Yeah, he did on.
Who used to be in a daytime soap called The Restless, The Young and the Restless,
Huh.
and his name was Snapper.
Oh my god.
Snappy Tom.
Snapper. Dr.
Snappy Tom.
Snapper.
I think we should
Forrester.
finish up with
Yeah.
past 2
Sorry.
hours
All
now.
right, thank you so much. Claudia, do you have anything that you would like to plug?
Not particularly. I'm just a regular human these days. Doing a bit of I do illustration work, yeah.
Yes, definitely do.
And where do
the
you
art
find
is
that?
amazing.
I have an Instagram page at Cloudtoon.
Mm-hmm.
I
Fantastic.
follow your Instagram. I
Oh,
love it,
cool.
yes.
Oh,
I
thanks
do
very
follow
much.
your Instagram, but I never log into
Thanks, all.
Instagram, so I only see the ones you put on Facebook.
I
Great.
do too, but I never log in either. Sorry.
What's an Instagram?
I never listened to Doctor Who. I mean, watch Doctor Who. So.
There you go. So there you go.
An eye for an eye.
That's an eye for an eye. But you do, if you put it on Facebook, I always go, ooh, that's so good.
And please give us your eyes.
When I leave.
Okay.
Yes. yes.
Nicchia, do you have anything you'd like to plug now that you're back in Brisbane?
No, I'm a bit nomadic at the moment, so I haven't really settled into anything. But
You did travel back to Brisbane in a camel, didn't you?
I did. Well, there's a lot of wild camels out there. I wanted to save one from being culled,
That's
so
right.
I rode
They're
it.
considered
Culling.
pests in Australia.
Well, because
There's a culling at the moment.
they have to.
Oh,
we
yeah.
export
There's a
them
lot
to
out
Saudi
there.
Arabia.
They
Yeah,
go.
I
They
didn't
go
know
in.
that.
They drink all the water in the trough. We're in the middle of a drought. They drink all the water in the trough, and then they kick the crap out of the trough and ruin it, hoping for more water.
Oh, no.
So they're not only taking all the
we
water,
need to eat
Wow.
camel.
but we do.
Yeah, exactly.
We do need to eat camel.
Apparently the hump is a delicacy.
Or we need to blame the English for bringing them here.
Wouldn't it have been the
England.
Middle Easterns?
Oh no, I'm blaming.
What did I mean to say there?
We're from
People from, I think the Afghanis brought them.
Oh, really?
When they were crossing from Darwin to Adelaide.
Ah.
Pretty sure.
Well, I
But,
just
don't
I
quote
just
me on
thought
that.
because we've got an English, heritage because we were all convicts.
Well,
that-
they brought a lot
they
of
brought
other things. We can
foxes.
blame them
Yeah.
for a lot of
Well,
stuff.
apparently,
Rabbits.
during one of the last culls of camels, the Saudi Arabians population got together and tried to crowdsource or do a petition or something to get them to be sent to Saudi Arabia. They're like, we'll look after them, don't
Yeah.
kill them, we'll
Yeah.
because they love them over there, and we
And
export
There's,
a lot of
there's
camels.
supposed
over
to be a culling of 1 million of them this year.
I mean,
1 million.
we really should
camels.
send them over because a lot of the farmers they don't want to kill animals. They don't want to
Yeah.
kill them either.
Yeah.
But what do you do? You know,
If we
it's-
could train them to be firefighters.
or yeah, and have hoses attached to their humps. That would be quite good.
As always, you can follow Adam O'Sullivan Comedian on Facebook and visit thenerdinfinite.com.
Just a reminder, D4WH is on Facebook, so please give our page a like. Follow us on Twitter and on Instagram, D4WH Pod. You can rate and review us on iTunes, recommend us on Facebook, and follow us on Podbean. We're also now available on Spotify and Stitcher. Tell your friends about us. If you see someone on the street wearing a Doctor Who t-shirt, politely go up and tell them they should listen to our podcast.
Get the word out. Our suggestions today are location, Paleolithic cave, and an object is a whisk.
Whisk.
A whisk.
Oh, geez, you need that for your yeast.
Get the word out. You might be living...
Yeet that whisk.
Yeet the word
Is that
out.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeet easy. Yeet the word out. You might be living in a Paleolithic cave, not knowing what to do with your life as you sit there twiddling your thumbs. Is that what Paleolithic
They were
people
striking
did?
flints.
Striking flints.
Yeah.
No,
and
making
creating-
candied bacon.
Candied bacon and striking
right.
flint.
Marrying your third caveman husband because the men only lived for a few years.
Making pickaxes out of 2 stones and 3 blocks like in Minecraft.
And drawing.
That's
on the-
right.
on the-
Inventing cave painting.
One
yeah.
day a chicken poops something out and you're like, whoa, what's this? So you put it in a rock bowl and it's like egg, and then you get a stick and you start stirring it and you're like, this doesn't work. So you get some branches and you bend them around and you're like, oh my god, this works. And that's why you are the inventor of the whisk.
Oh. And
then-
you got no credit.
You got no credit. No, Mr. Whisk took all the credit because it used to be called the
Mr.
Og.
Whisk.
Used to be called the Og, and
Og.
everyone was like Og, and you're like yeah, and you used to make meringues out of it,
Yeah.
and
Pav.
and
And Mr. Whiskey took all the credit.
Mr. Whiskey. He invented both whiskey and whisk.
whisk.
Yeah.
He's selling whisks today.
I thought it was the Harry Potter music.
Oh my god, that's where they got it from.
Yeah, and how did D4WH
And
come
Og
into
is my great descendant. No, he's me. He's
Oh.
a previous version of me.
it? Okay.
I am the Og.
Og.
He was Og the nerd. So that's D4WH. Listen to D4WH. Until next time, keep searching the skies for the Doctor. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Which doctor am I looking for?
This has been a production of The Nerd Infinite. And then the sound of dragons spitting fire and stuff. What? Why are you looking at me like that?